Oh my god.
Push the button.
Not that button.
Good evening.
Don't push that button.
And welcome
Button.
to another exciting episode of the Dysfunctionals.
Hi. Welcome, James.
James's mum.
Like clockwork.
It wouldn't be a beginning without it.
Also, I was muted, but I was singing Push the Button.
Hello, James's mum.
Push the button and let me know.
Before I get
That's like it's like the worst ever pop song of the early noughties or whatever. Like
I don't even know what it is. That was
you are missing nothing. Just put on roundabout
That'll
again.
be something we look up later when we re-listen to the episode.
Yes. Push the button.
Could have been Toxic.
Toxic's better.
For the taste of your lips.
Never mind.
What?
There's a great metal version of that song.
There is actually.
Toxic.
I've heard
So
that.
D&D,
There's a great metal version of a lot of songs.
the land of Ufai.
We're not.
Yeah, I mean, there's the version I know of where the guy actually took the Britney vocals and then
Does
rewrote the music, and it sounds
right.
really good. It's
Oh,
the only
wow.
reason I know the words to a Britney Spears song
Oh, okay.
because there's a metal version.
See, I
Britney Spears is great.
when I memorized the words for my second Britney Spears song, I was like, oops, I did it again. Oh god. Welcome back. I tell you what, important notice. Professor Harmless, who is a avid watcher of the stream, I tried to buy him a set of
that
dice,
guy.
but Amazon said that it didn't work. So now I just feel like I'm cursed. I want to buy someone
you were
a
already
free set of
buying
dice.
dice.
How hard can
You-
it be?
Jeff Bezos hates you particularly.
I thought you already possessed the dice and that you were merely going to mail it.
I mean, maybe that's my
But I
next.
see why the Amazon thing makes more sense.
I mean, I ordered it on Amazon and took his address so that I could mail it to him. But I guess my next recourse is to freaking order the dice, get them sent here, and then mail them to him.
You want me
that
to do
seems
it
so
because I live in
convoluted.
the
You live so
States?
far away.
Do you want me to
Should
do
I
it because
should
I
I
live
give
in
you
the
some
States?
PayPal money and then you can do it?
Yeah.
That's
I'll do it for
probably
you.
yeah.
The middleman.
The ongoing adventure.
You're gonna be our dice fence.
I wish I could
Yeah,
get dice fence. That sounds like a dream.
Oh god. Anyway, so that's the thing. If someone's on Discord and can like spam servers with the fact that we're live, that would be great.
Hey, you.
Thank you for
Will do.
joining us.
Hold on.
Bless you. Hope that you're well. Hope that you're keeping safe. We are here to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I guess we're going to begin now with our overly gratuitous opening theme. Welcome back to the Dysfunctional.
Butter nugget.
We're back, James.
That's just what?
Did you play it like fast speed?
I played it on fast speed. What? No, that was the opening.
Does it normally that short?
I mean,
I feel like normally I eat more time.
I'm sorry, man. I mean, the break is like 10 minutes long.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, it's the break. I'm probably thinking of the break.
yeah, the opening credits is only like 20 seconds long or something.
That's how long you should be washing your hands for.
Exactly. The next time you
I
watch
wanted
that
that.
theme,
Theme
wash your hands
and,
to it.
and
and it'll-
wash their hands.
That's actually. Oh my god! I'm gonna download that, put it on my phone, and it's gonna be like a. Oh wait, no, that's unhygienic.
You
Oh
Wash your
dear.
phone.
Wash my phone.
use
Wash your
your
phone.
use your Speaking systems.
Yeah, this is the first time
Voice
I'll be
recognition
singing in the
systems.
woods, so that's fun.
Yes.
So did you know, like, one of the songs you can sing in order to make sure you've washed your hands long enough is All Star. If you sing right up to
Wow. Right up to
shape
wow.
of an L on her forehead. Well, write it well, you're done.
Also, singing "Happy Birthday" twice, I believe.
Yes, that's the British way. That's the UK gold
Happy
standard.
birthday twice.
Every day is your birthday.
I suddenly feel super emo because I go with.
I've been singing the. Sorry, you go, Robbie.
I've been singing the introduction to "Welcome to the Black Parade" by My Chemical Romance. So I feel super emo right now.
Emo.
I mean, that's
When I was a young boy.
Yeah. I've been singing the 23-second Weird Al Yankovic hit "Harvey the Wonder Hamster."
I don't know that song. I need to look that up now. That sounds amazing.
Harvey the Wonder Hamster, everybody.
That was good.
Oh yeah.
I love Weird
It's
Al.
23 seconds long and it's all amazing.
Wow. I think we've all learned something today. Thank
Off
you for joining us for
Alapalooza.
tonight's stream. Yeah. All right. Last time
Yes.
in the ongoing
Now go and watch your heads.
while the Dysfunctionals are watching their hands, I'll go through the adventure up to this point. After having escaped from the city of Trine and returned or travelled via teleportation circle to
That city
the town
escaped
of
out.
Farinloth. Yeah, that's true. To the city of Farinloth, Ella Icklebury's home. You met up with Ella's family, including her mother, which is not a particularly positive reunion. You guys spent some time in the tavern there, browsing around. Ella's grandfather and her uncle and dad also work at the same enchanting shop. You guys acquired one amulet of protection against scrying, and there are 2 more currently being worked on at the enchanting shop, as per your gold and your
More than
powers
2.
of family persuasion.
It was more than 2.
Was it 3?
Pretty sure it was more than 2.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that up. But anyway,
Not
at the same time, you guys were investigating Ella's friend Mara's death some months ago. You uncovered some clues. There was a shady person in the shadows of town wearing a red cloak and turban, which matched the thread that Yell found in Mara's office. You had earlier chased him down. He had killed himself when you had got to him, and he wasn't able to escape, instead of giving you too much information about what he was and what he was doing. You guys have returned to the outskirts of Farinloth. Brüz, you are in the form of a greyhound or bloodhound, and your senses are tingling as you barrel your way through the paths leading outside of town. Your party following close on your heels, and you eventually reach. It's a bit of kind of same grass. The fields are kind of relatively similar, with hedgerows kind of flanking around the edges of these spaces. The occasional sort of odd tree here and there in these fields. You make your way to a space within one of the fields that seems to have been disturbed by rushing feet, by the movement of combat, and by you notice a kind of almost sliding door like earthy tomb that has been closed over a space. You found the space where the others had come across this cultist.
Oh, right.
What would you guys like to
and
do?
Brüz starts digging feverishly.
Nuru,
Yep.
like, kind of tries to stop him. It's like, nah, like, that's the one I killed earlier. Yeah.
Brüz sort of sits up, dirt all over his
Well,
face
I mean,
and
I
all over
didn't
his
kill him
paws.
earlier. I
and
mean, like,
cocks his head to one side.
he was already
Uh-huh.
dead. I just kind of double killed him, I guess.
Oh. Ah.
Okay. So there's a bit of scratched up earth in the space.
I probably do you want to get at him for any reason? He's probably kind of flat now.
Brüz disengages from his bloodhound form and becomes himself again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so much fun. You're saying the one that you'd found earlier is under there?
Yeah.
And he's probably quite flat.
Yeah. I mean, I could unearth him, but I don't know how much of him's left.
Did you not speak to him before you buried him?
Well, we did. He said a few kind of cryptic stuffs, and then he offed himself with spell, I think.
We need more.
Well.
Oh, really?
Why don't you uncover him at Nuru?
I mean, if he was cryptic in life,
All right. And she
Yeah.
just uses shape earth again to unearth it.
You remember, Nuru, in your mind's eye, the kind of line that you drew in the ground, and like a sliding door, it kind of goes apart, and revealed within, folded over, the spine snapped, the legs have been picked up by this earth and completely folded over the back of the body. I've rolled luck for this. The way that the body has been folded over has completely shielded the head.
Huh.
The body is completely broken. I rolled a 96 on a luck dice.
What? She looked at it and she's like, "Oh, would you look at that?"
Wow.
He's still got a head.
Pretty
that's
much all of the
far
body is
more
completely
promising.
folded in and broken around. There isn't much space, the volume to the body anymore. It's like the size, it's pretty much a little bit bigger than the head itself, and just bony bits and flesh just kind of like encasing it almost in a bit of a cushion.
Well,
So lucky, I'd say you guys were thinking a step ahead.
What would you guys like to do?
Yes. Well, good thing that he's been completely squished. Do you wish to speak to him further? Do you think there is more information to obtain?
There's definitely more information. Whether or not he'll give it up, I can't say.
Does your spell
Well, might I?
answer?
Look, I will say this. I'm normally a bit reluctant to speak with the dead, as they tend to be quite obstinate. However, I feel that if we devise the questions before, that there may be a better chance of definitive response.
Nod.
Does he have to tell us the truth, or can he lie?
Sadly, no.
What if
No,
we?
there is no expectation that
What if somebody had a spell prepared that could force him to tell the truth?
Yeah, Ellen knows a truth spell.
Oh, that would be handy. I don't know if it works on.
Looks at Ellen. You know a
dead,
truth spell, right?
but I suppose there's no harm in trying.
Bear with, I have a lot of spells on my head. Just going through my little filing cabinet
Reading
in my
the description
head.
to speak with dead very carefully.
Drop the name.
It would
What's
make
the
sense for you to
name?
prepare that spell, considering we're doing a murder investigation.
If you
Okay.
I'm gonna say there's nothing in the description of Speak with Dead that says that you wouldn't be able to combine it with any other spell.
Well, it's not combining the spell. You're just casting it on the undead being.
Well,
Yeah, Zone of Truth is any creature within that radius makes a saving throw,
Yeah.
and then they're under that spell's effect.
Yeah.
Yep. 60 feet.
And we all have to save against it and everything.
Oh,
Every-
it's
everybody-
15%.
Oh, everyone has to tell the truth.
Everyone. Yeah.
Oh no.
You also get compelled to do so if someone asks you a question.
If you open your mouth
You
to
don't
say
have
a
to
lie,
answer.
you just blurt out the truth.
Yep, it's real fun.
If you're alive, you don't have to answer, but it has to be the truth when you do answer.
Yep.
That's why command and zone of truth is powerful.
Yep.
Gonna have
Let's
so
have
much
a
fun.
Okay, so are you going to combine both those spells, Zone of Truth and Speak with Dead?
I mean, it's the way to get the truth out of this guy, so yeah.
Okay, so what do we ask him though?
And I feel pretty confident that he'll tell us the truth, right? So,
Okay, but what do we ask?
Good
looks
point.
like
Good
Chris-
question.
What do we think he knows?
All we know so far is that their clan is called the Trindigan clan, and the leader is called Manalignum. That's all we know.
We should probably.
I want to know what their deal is. Like, what kind of group are they? You know?
Why did they murder Ella's friend? What was their
Well-
incentive?
Can we ask which one of them murdered her? I feel like that might be a good one.
Or just kill all of them?
One.
Oh, are we? Oh, we could kill them all. Is that an option, Ella? I thought we wanted to do some sort of thing where we made them tell the truth or something.
Don't we want to know why?
Brüz has actually been sort of standing there, kind of rubbing his forehead, trying to remember how he speaks with the dead, and he can't remember because this version of Brüz doesn't have access to level 3 cleric spells, to which Speak the Dead is,
Oh, right.
and thus can't remember how to do it.
Are you sure? Hasn't
I'm
Bruce
sure I
done Speak
remember
with the Dead
doing this
before?
You definitely cast it before, so I don't know
Yeah.
what you were casting before.
Hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because I
It's
remember.
it's a level. It's a level 3 spell,
Have
not-
you just not got it prepared?
and I have level 3 spell slots, but it's no, it's not prepared, and I can't find it on my list because it's a level 3, and I only have access to level
Ooh,
2s.
but like clerics have all their spells available, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you have to prepare them.
they do,
Actually,
and I can change them out on a long rest.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so is
However,
Speak with Dead not prepared?
it's a level 3 spell, and well, he's able because he's only a level
That's
4 cleric, and it takes level 3, takes level 5 cleric to get
Okay.
level 3 spells. We could swap it around and do Brüz cast Zone of Truth, and Ella does Speak with Dead because she should have access to it.
Hmm.
But yeah, Brüz is like sure before, but can't currently remember
That's fair.
how he does it.
So,
Fair.
when you did, because I definitely remember you've cast Zone of Truth. Oh, sorry, Speak with Dead before. Was that an error?
I think it was a little bit of a dragged from other Brüz realities
Oh, okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
He
But
forgot.
because he was
okay, 'cause he's an
able
old
to get
man
level
and
3
forgot how to do it.
spell,
Hmm.
but
Definitely
in
forgot once.
because I'm figuring it's just the multi-classing thing that's screwing me over here.
Yeah.
Because the multi-class of a level 5 cleric with something else will give me access to level 3 spells in the cleric domain,
yeah.
which level 4 cleric doesn't do. Because I was just looking through, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll just quickly update this so I know I've got those right spells. And I'm going like, oh, where's the level 3? Oh.
So yeah, I'm aware
Oh.
because of the work that Zoe and I have done on Ella. Like, as a multi-classing character, so she's wizard level 1. She only has access to first level wizard spells. She can cast them using higher level spell slots,
Yeah,
but she doesn't have access to higher level wizard
Yeah.
spells because she is still only level
she
1
only
wizard.
has access to them,
So
Yeah.
that's good to know. So I guess we can
which is basically
we can pass it then
Brüz
up
at the moment
to,
is
yeah. I mean, we can pass the first time that you cast Speak with
Yes.
Dead as a bit of bleed through from your interdimensional travel. which
He's just an old man.
may or may not be canon. Anyway, yeah.
Like
So,
he remembers it.
He's an old
He can't
man. He
remember
did it
now.
once long ago when he was younger.
so Brüz can't remember how to cast Speak or Dead. That's awkward. I guess that means that you guys.
He's sitting there
Know how
rubbing
to
his
do it,
forehead.
Ella?
Ella?
I'm certain I know. I just can't remember.
Do you, by any chance, know that spell? I don't know.
I do. You just need to give me tonight to prepare it.
Ah,
Well, we gotta
I can be sure to have
guard the skull.
Zone of Truth.
I mean, we could get
well.
I think it might be worth it because we could ask him the location of his people.
Do we need the body or just the head? Because we could take the head with us and put it in a bag.
I was about to say the same.
I think just
I
the
believe
head.
the head is all
The corpse
Indeed,
must still have a
yes.
mouth and can't be undead. As long as it has a mouth.
I cut off the head.
mouth.
I hate
Hence why,
the head.
if you had squished the skull, you would still be able to speak to it, but they mumble so much more.
I put it in the bag of holding.
Maybe not in the bag of holding.
Why not?
Well-
I thought it didn't deteriorate, but it doesn't prolong its life. I thought it just is like a ambient space.
I thought it made it more squishy in the bag of holding.
No, it's just as if you put it on a shelf. Like it won't keep
Ah,
things for longer, but it won't deteriorate them faster.
I thought it made it squishy.
But also, you can't breathe, so
I could,
you
Yeah.
shouldn't put living things in
I
it.
could cast,
Well, I mean,
I could cast a gentle repose upon the head.
Or we could just wrap it in something, if you're worried about that.
That's how you get mummies.
So Brüz has a spell called
Right.
Gentle Repose
Yeah.
that prevents the remains from decaying for a number of days. I'm just looking at the spell thing here.
well, we don't need it.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. I appreciate the offer, though.
Hmm.
But I think preserving this guy is not something we care too much about.
Arthrin says, I agree with Kyro. I think figuring out where they are is probably the most important thing, isn't it?
I think in order. Well, sorry. This is first. This guy might not know who killed Mara, but asking him wouldn't hurt because he might give us a name of like the person who actually did it. Do we need to know that though, Ella? Or are we just gonna kill them all?
No, we're not just gonna kill them all.
Then a name would.
Yeah, we need a name.
Mm-hmm. So name, and then location of where the people are.
How many there are, what
Mm.
weapons they have, how
I mean-
defended they are.
Do we specifically want
How many
to know?
questions have we got?
I think it's free.
Oh, I
Ella,
wouldn't ask
Ella
that of
would
him.
know it's 5. Ella, you know
Five.
from your spell description. Yeah.
Ella would
I
know.
feel like-
No, he doesn't.
Do you just want the murderer, right? First and foremost.
At
Is
the
that
moment,
true?
yeah.
Okay, so we might just want the location of the murderer specifically, assuming he knows that. And if he doesn't, we can ask him the location of the group. I think, right?
And why they killed Mara.
Yeah, that's important.
Why her? Why
Yeah.
cover it up?
Yeah.
That's the real question, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
And
Does-
perhaps is anybody on the inside working with them?
Oh yeah, like who? Yeah,
That's a good idea.
who in the Helm clergy knows about this? I guess is that the question?
Okay.
Something like
You're suggesting that maybe people in the temple are in on this?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's
Well, I mean,
we can't rule it out.
Man.
it's a good question to ask. If you're gonna pull off a murder and then cover it up and make it look like an accident, then having people on the inside's a good idea, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did cover it up, didn't they?
They targeted Mara specifically, and they didn't do much of an investigation. That makes me think somebody on the inside didn't want it to be found out.
Plus, she knew someone was going to probably target her. So
Mhm.
Plus, like, Helm's like a god of protection, right? Like, having someone die in the middle of a Helm temple, that's like kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
You might be onto something there.
Bad for business.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose if
Even if they didn't know who killed her, they might have just covered it up because they were embarrassed it happened.
So that's 4 questions.
What were the 4 questions?
Name of the murderer, and if he gives us a name, where the murderer is, and if he doesn't, where the group is.
Okay, that's 2.
And then why they killed Mara, and then who in the Helm clergy knows this stuff. I mean, ask it better than that, but it's the idea.
I mean, if we're considering this guy just to be sort of almost like a foot soldier,
He might not know all this.
Well, he might not. It might be worth just
Asking
keeping
a
it general.
different question first.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got. I don't know.
Why are they watching Farinloth?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That kind of question. Like that
I like that one.
keeps it open. And
I want to know what their heckin' cult's about. Like,
That's something we would
cults
know.
follow ideas. What's the idea they're following?
What's their creed?
Yeah, because I think if we knew that might tell us a lot more about what's going on.
Okay, so we could ask that first.
yeah. Okay. So what are you guys gonna do now? So you've realised that you don't have the magical means until tomorrow to cast this spell. Would you like to take the head back with you?
I mean, it's in the bag. So.
Well, we
The
can't.
other nearest took off the head and put it in the bag.
We
Oh,
can't
okay,
just
okay.
bring a head into the city, right?
It's
in
in
the bag.
its own pocket plane.
Oh yeah.
Fine.
Oh yeah. No.
Hey, don't mention it, and it should be
Oh,
fine.
what head?
Okay.
That's the right way, Nuru.
Thank
She
you.
gives a thumbs
Anyone
up.
says anything, you go, what head?
Just,
That's
just
exactly
say
the
I know
right
nothing
way.
about a head.
No
Oh
one
my
would
god,
ever
I hope his
think.
name is Richard.
I don't understand why. Anyway,
I'm desperately trying to find.
What? What? Because
Can
he'll be dickhead.
Exactly.
what? Anyway.
Ella/Zoe.
Yes.
This is a terrible
Yes.
thing for a DM to say, but like a while ago, you did some research and you found like evidence of like a god that was opposed to Helm. Do you remember what the god's name was?
Oh, golly gosh. Golly gosh. Okay, hang on.
Golly
You had
gosh.
the same conversation.
Golly gosh.
Name is
Golly
golly
gosh.
gosh.
I possibly did not get the name of it.
Okay, no worries.
Golly gosh. God of
Let me
murder.
just keep. Let me do an Ella and read.
So you guys are
Ella
gonna head
gosh.
back to the
No.
hostel in town?
No. Hero's gonna ask Nuru if she can make this not look like a crime scene.
You got it. And she'll mold her
Uncrime
back
scene.
over like the rest of the body that isn't the head, and then she starts like molding Earth around to try to make it look more natural.
Fix some of the plants, maybe.
And then she like straightens up some of the plants.
Do you have any
And
spells that can grow plants instantly?
oh,
some
she has
grass come
plant
back?
growth. She'll cast plant growth on the area, and
What?
it'll just be like
That takes an hour. Wait, if you're just doing the short version.
I'm doing the
Do you
short
have
version.
do you have Druidcraft? Because you can just
Yeah.
cast Druidcraft.
You don't have that
I don't.
because
Oh,
you're
okay.
an elemental.
Yeah, and I do have plant growth though, and I can make like a big old
No.
of
Don't worry about it.
weeds and everything
It's fine.
in 100-foot radius.
Oh wow,
It'll
really?
be sick and overgrown, and no one
Don't.
will want to dig here ever.
I mean, if you want, you know what? Go ahead. Actually, that's a great idea.
She's like, okay, everyone, get out of the way. I'm gonna
Yep.
make some real big weeds.
It's
Okay, bye.
it's one action, so it happens straight away. It's either one action or 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll
If you-
do the fast version.
If you cast it for 8
Jumanji.
hours, it enriches the land in a mile radius and doubles like crop yield. So it's
Oh, I
a
see.
great
Okay.
spell for farming.
Yeah, that's why she has it. She lived on a farm.
That is
Okay,
true. Your
as-
family
as-
loved it.
As Nuru points at the point where the mold earth is happening and the kind of little shifts around, there's little divots in the ground here and there. Just spreading out in a wide circle around you guys comes a sea of grassy, thorny vines wrapping over each other. Think Devil's Snare from the first Harry Potter film. Just all over the space. And you guys are
Goddamn.
suddenly up to like halfway between your feet and your knees. It's really thick.
Wow.
And it's is it? It is 100-foot radius, so it stretches out into the next field. The entire field that you're standing in is completely overgrown, and a good proportion of the surrounding fields on the other sides of the hedgerows.
No one will suspect a thing.
I mean, does it look
Exactly
natural? Or
as
does
we
it
found it.
Well, it's definitely.
It's like grass, but it's really, really thick.
Like, wow, this grew fast.
Huge enough to grow into vines, and actually, you're going to have to wade back to town through this.
only for 100 feet?
Well,
It takes you
No time
4
like
times the
that.
time to move through this vine
starts like,
for that 100
No,
feet.
It's half the time. It's only
It'll take
double.
us a couple of minutes.
For every... But a creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just rough terrain.
So it's-
Super difficult terrain.
It's
Plant growth is
crazy
great.
difficult terrain. So you guys have
This is
basically
super useful to know.
you've marked for yourselves and for people for miles around in the coming days and weeks this space. This is definitely I mean, it's a huge patch of overgrown grass. No one will know why it's appeared, but it's you've marked it.
Yell will actually, rather than wading through all this shit, I can give lifts one at a time.
No.
What?
How?
I cast fly on myself and
I start walking.
piggyback.
As Eirys just moves her way through it's hard work. You feel your kind of lower legs, your
I
shins,
cut through
the
it?
back of like your kind of thigh, not your thigh. What's the behind the
Literally
shin?
I
take
got a question.
Stop.
These plants, can I just cut them?
You can
literally
try and cut
take
your way
me
through, yeah.
12 seconds to fly each person out of this.
So
Okay.
who are you going to pick up first, Yel?
By the sound of it, Ella.
Easy
Who
enough.
else would it be?
Make an athletics check to carry her.
Oh, she's a gnome.
That's a natural 17 plus athletics is +3, so dirty 20.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go fly a gnome. You
And
pick up Ella
it's
and
like it's
whiz
not
across.
high either. It's just like a couple feet above,
Yeah.
so that we're not having to walk, and it's a piggyback.
Yep. So you
Get out of
drift-
the radius,
drift across
fly
the-
back. Anybody else on the left?
I mean, I'll
Nuru's already making her way through.
I'll take you up on that.
Fly Arthrin across.
Athletics
back.
check for Arthrin.
18.
Bit slower. He's obviously a bit bigger. But yeah, you manage it.
Come back.
Eirys is about 20 feet
Fun to
in at this
watch,
point. It's really tough work.
I'm just walking.
Brüz is just holding up his hand, going, yeah, yes, yeah, I'd happily take a lift.
Yell, this is
over here.
piggyback for Brüz.
It's just a
Just a
bunch of
piggyback
grass. Why
fly.
is that all afraid of
Tourism
grass?
It's not fear, Nuru. It's time.
That's the best one so
She
far.
shrugs
19
and-
plus 3, 22 for Brüz.
Do I have to roll an
Absolutely.
athletics roll to hang on?
I mean, not necessary. It's the grip of Yell that I'm... if you want to roll for it, crack on.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah.
And athletics
And I got a 22.
Is a +0, so 17.
Yeah, it's a very odd sight.
Brüz is very, very
Yeah. Finish what you were
seeing
saying.
a tiefling flying a tiefling.
Yeah.
The tiefling riding a tiefling in the air.
This is really
Just,
fun
like,
to watch.
A couple of feet just across.
Yeah,
And
it's
dropping
literally
down.
just like a foot or two above the grass, so we don't have to walk through it.
Is Kyro having a lift?
Anybody else?
Kyro's being entertained and just sort of walking through the grass.
Okay, so unless anyone else wants to take a lift, you guys eventually make your way to the other side.
Yeah.
That's a really
He's sort of
interesting
just
spell.
practicing
Yeah.
how to navigate through this grass, really. It's
Okay.
like, this is interesting.
By the
Nuru
time
likes tall grass.
He has never been in such tall grass.
Eirys, Kyro, and Nuru make your way through, it's not only tall, but it's thick. You have to fight your way
Yeah,
through
it's
it.
all grass and stuff.
I think the Devil's Snare from Harry Potter is an apt comparison as to how difficult it is to get through. You guys
Clean
push your way through to the other side, and you realize there's sweat on your brow from the exertion that was necessary. Guys, make your way.
Brüz has made a molded seat for those of us who flew out, and we're just waiting on the edge.
Nicer than it is.
Arthrin holds up a card with the number 9 on it.
I feel like I learned from this experience.
You guys make your way back into town to the hostel Kaunia. Would you guys like to stay the night there?
The hostel counter?
That's it's the inn that you guys had the family do with Ella and co.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, Arthrin basically paid for several nights, so I have a room.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember that? Can you remind me?
He
Yeah,
paid
paid a gold.
double, I think.
Okay.
So like 2 nights, but I think he said.
Hmm.
I can't remember if he said like keep the change or something, or if the
No.
tavern owner knows it was 2 nights.
Don't take advantage.
He was
of that
pretty.
drunk
He was
guy.
pretty drunk. I don't think he'd remember
Arthur
doing
was
it.
wasted. He
No, he
overpaid thinking he underpaid.
I think he
I
paid
remember.
double, thinking he'd paid half.
Yeah. So I think.
Still remembers it vividly.
I mean, if you want to try and convince the barkeep to give you the room for free because of that, then you can.
It's not free.
He kind of looks at you as you come in. If you'd like another
It's
night,
already
that's
paid
fine.
for.
Yeah, if you'd like another night, that's fine. But
Where's the girl who we paid?
hang on, let me just look at my list.
The woman with the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah. Let's say for the sake of that she's on duty again. She kind of looks at you as like, I
that hard.
recognize you from yesterday, but like your companion kind of looks at Arthur and was very insistent that, I keep the change.
He was very drunk.
Make a roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Why am I doing that?
Because you're Kyro, warrior hero.
Can Nuru help?
Yeah,
No.
roll with advantage if Nuru wants to help.
Because Nuru is like, you're gonna take advantage of a drunk guy?
Well,
That's
roll
nice thing to
it
say.
again.
I roll with advantage. It's 1 point better. I have to say it's a 6 now.
It's a
instead of
6.
5.
Oh no. She kind of goes just like,
This is fine.
looks at Arthur and Arthur and looks back. He kind of like looks,
Never mind, it's fine.
Yeah. Eirys' passive perception, Kyro's passive perception just picks up Arthur and just kind of going, shrugging, just like, doesn't matter. He kind of,
Nuru's still giving a stink eye though.
it's 6 silver pieces for a night.
Any chance we could make that 3?
3 nights.
No, 3 silver pieces.
For all of us. So it's like a bulk deal.
Would you like? You're not all staying in the same room. Each room only fits 2 people.
I'm
Yeah,
cool.
So we'll be
I
buying
don't
out a
need
bunch
to
of your rooms.
Some of
So
us aren't sleeping in beds.
I
Give us
mean,
a group discount.
roll
require
persuasion,
a bed.
I think we only need, like,
with
3.
advantage because Eirys is helping out.
thank you.
Passive persuasion is 20, so like
This
there's only
nice.
one way this is going.
Well, it was an 8 and a 10, so 20.
Okay, so that's as per your passive. She kind of goes, well, I could give you 3 rooms for all of you at 1 gold piece.
Seems fair.
It's about half price.
A gold piece, you say? I have one of those. And Brüz hands over a gold piece.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Right, here are your keys again. Breakfast is in the morning. My employer is asking me to insist that you only take one plate, but you know who's counting. Kind of winks at Yell. Cool. You guys
Gal
have
looks at the figure.
I mean, oh my god. Do you wanna react to that?
I mean, he would probably in one way or another.
I mean, yeah, will look down, see if he's like gained any weight or anything quickly.
Oh right. Cool.
Not quite in that moment, just blanking for a second because he was focusing on getting the rooms cheaper.
Yeah. You guys make your way to your rooms and have a night's rest. You can choose to prepare whichever spells you choose for the next day. Bear in mind the fact that you are hunting down a group of people that you know to be violent cultists. Bear in mind.
What time is it?
Who's bunking with who?
That's another good question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do druids swap out spells? How does that work?
I think you do.
Yeah.
You meditate.
Oh,
Druids
You
and
meditate
clerics.
on the planet.
yeah.
After a long rest.
Jody,
Nature flows through your body.
Can we get some
Okay,
help, Jody, on the
except
druid spell
cantrips, you
selection?
have to
Sorry, what was the question?
What's the
you can't
druid
change a
situation?
cantrip unless you're leveling up.
Oh yeah. Your cantrips say the same, but how does spell preparation work
Druids
for
are
druids?
exactly the same as clerics, so overnight you can swap them out.
Okay.
They are the two
Okay.
classes that can do that.
Wizards, clerics, druids all prepare their spells, so they use their spell list and prepare
I
whatever.
mean,
based on
wizards
knowledge.
are slightly different
Wizards are
because because
Spell
wizards.
Yeah, they don't have access to a full spell list, but they have access to the list in their book.
Yes.
You guys notice as you're settling down and discussing and having your evening meal, Ibrahim Inkwell, the tutor, is one of the patrons that come in. There's a variety of people, but he stands out because of his kind of blue robe, which is similar to the kind of apparel at the temple, but it's a darker hue. There's sort of stitching around. It seems functional, but also like it's very pristine. It's a basic robe, but he keeps very good care of it. And there's a kind of hood that kind of hangs off the back and a sort of square upper sort of second piece to it. He's holding a book. Hang on. Just bear with me. It's not around. Never mind. He's holding a book in his hand, and he sits down after having ordered a drink at one of the tables and takes a drink. Is there anything you guys want to get done this evening, or is it just to bed?
Who's bunking with who?
Yeah, let's sort that. Let's sort who's bunking with who. We have 3 rooms.
Ella will bunk with Yell, obviously. She has a room with him.
Which room has the nicest chair?
From what you're able to get from the barmaids, it's all decked out with very similar kind of furniture. The finest chair, as is often the case in these kinds of establishments, is the one next to the fire.
Well, Brüz will sit there for the time being, and then consider his options again later.
No.
It's a chicken leg on your dinner plate. It's tasty. Got a kind of sweet, like buttery, milky taste to it. So Yell and Ella, Brüz will probably fall asleep by the fire. Nuru, Arthrin
I'll
approaches.
share with Arthrin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you approach Arthrin, he'll say yes to whoever asks him first. And that'll be Kyro and Nuru in the third room.
All right.
Cool. Any orders of business, or are we going to go to bed?
Yeah, well, I mean, Kira was going to talk to Eirys at some point. What did other people want to do things though?
Yeah, I also wanted to talk to Ella at some point, but that can go after.
Okay, so Eirys and Kyro, over to you.
Oh yeah.
Everything all right?
Yeah. Earlier today I talked to Arthrin.
Ah, yes. How did it go?
I think it went good.
Good. I'm glad.
Then he's gonna probably go to bed.
That's it.
I mean, unless she has anything else.
Can I insight? Because I do want to insight.
Yeah.
About that.
Kyro, I would imagine, are you hiding that it didn't go as well as you wanted it to, or are you being truthful?
No, he's being pretty honest.
Okay.
Like, he does generally think it went pretty well. Like, about as well as could have hoped for, I guess.
Okay.
Considering.
What was the insight roll?
17.
Yeah, okay.
17. You get the sense that Kyro thinks he's quite sincere, and then your passive perception kicks in. Nuru and Arthrin are at an adjacent table because by now you guys have to take multiple tables at the taverns that you frequent, and you see that he kind of looks over. He kind of breaks eye contact with you as he sees that you're noticing him as he looks over towards you guys. He returns to his conversation with Nuru.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Yell and Ella.
So when we get to being in our room, so it's a bit more private.
Yeah, sure.
I was just gonna sit on one of the beds and just turn to Ella. Been quite a day. How are you holding up?
All right. Easier with you guys around, I have to say.
Glad to help then.
Easier to share a burden with someone else, and they can carry it with you. Thanks for your help, by the way.
Anytime. You just say the word, be there to help.
Do I just shout that word? Just go, word! Do you guys all come running?
I mean, currently, I would be the one that would come running.
Good point. No one else knows about it.
I'll come running to see you again.
Or I could just,
I think
message
the joke
everyone.
is to say the word, not just word, but the word.
Gives a
And if
whole
you're saying
meaning
the
to it.
word, I believe the word is bird.
Yes. Bird is the word. It's true.
Bird is the word.
We probably should come up with some kind of code, though, for helping each other or danger or something like that.
What would be a good word?
Something we don't use in conversation often.
Ostrich egg.
Quite long to say, though, if you're in danger.
Ostrich! Or
I'm sorry. Please carry on.
Beautiful.
I think Arthrin might have had a few too many.
You're so fortunate.
You can hear him giggling through the walls.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Wait, I don't want to go to. I don't
actually
actually want to go to bed if everyone else is still awake. I forgot.
Let me think about it. Let me think about a word.
Yeah, and then we can open it up to the group as well, see if they have any good words for it.
I will think of one.
Arthrin paid for dinner.
Yeah, I guess Kyro's just sitting near Eirys and has stopped talking.
Ella's gonna roll out the tapestry that she nicked from the study.
Oh, yeah.
Something is not.
Any inkling as to what?
Well, Mara. Like, that is not her.
She's not
I
a
know.
tapestry type of person?
No. Like, she's so serious. So, I don't know, there's no emotion there. And yeah, okay, yeah, she, she studied hard, worked hard, but she would be smiling. She wouldn't be straight-faced.
Oh, can I cut in? Ella, are you talking about the tapestry, like the depiction on the left-hand wall, or are you talking about the painting of Mara and Cheryl that was in front of the strongbox? Because they
Oh,
were...
I didn't realise there was a painting as well.
There was separate depictions. One was a decorative
Oh.
tapestry, and the other was the picture of Mara and Cheryl that was covering the strongbox. Now, if you've taken that painting that was covering the strongbox, that's something. You can have done that if you so choose. The tapestry was a separate piece of artwork that Yell had found a piece of red thread that matches the color of the tunic of the guy that you fought earlier in the day.
And the tapestry doesn't have Mara on there, does it?
It was just a general depiction of studious figures experimenting and writing and studying. Very faded, very old. I was surprised when you picked it up yesterday. I was like, last time. Would Ella have necessarily picked it up if...
No, she would have done the picture because it's got Mara in it.
Okay, so she's taken the picture.
We would have done a way to replace the picture so it looks like it was still covered.
Oh, okay. Magically, or?
Probably to some degree, if we had that prepared.
Think carefully about what magic you've got.
I'm also looking at the equipment I've got.
Minor illusion? Do you have that?
You can.
That's not gonna last long, though.
That's what I'm swapping out in a level up. Because variant bard wasn't a thing when I made this.
It's fair.
Heckin' wish I had variant bard.
I was surprised.
Variant bard is just I get to prepare spells each day. That's the only difference.
Okay. That slightly changes things, but if Ella effectively has that picture of Mara and Cheryl, that's fine. But yeah, that isn't the tapestry. It was a separate piece of artwork.
My apologies.
That's fine. But you have it now, and
how big is the painting?
Yeah.
Because that determines what I'm about to suggest.
About the size of an open player's handbook.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Ella, do you have any normal paper?
I do. Do I?
You know mending, right?
Yeah.
Fuse the bits of paper together and then you can place it in the painting and then we could put a spell on it to make it. Do we have anything that can make the paper look like it was painted on? With a picture?
Well, I don't have paint.
A spell. Do you have any illusion magic?
No, I'm not good really with the illusion side of things. I mean, I can make people say the truth, or shove, fire a guiding bolt up their butt, but I can't do illusion. I can mend though.
So we could replace it with a piece of paper.
I'm going to say that if you wanted to have swiped it from the frame and replaced it with a simple piece of paper, that's fine. You probably wouldn't have had much time to do anything else at that moment because there were people coming and you all jumped out of the window.
But we were also there a long time beforehand and Ella took it a while before.
That's true. Yeah, do you know what? You can argue that might have been part of the investigation time that you had, that 10 minutes or so. Yeah. I mean, effectively, what we're talking about is maybe taking off the painting, replacing it with a piece of paper, and then just kind of doing your best to sketch something on it, or just...
Yep. That's what it's going to come down to.
I mean...
Good thing that disguise comes with paints.
Let's do a retrospective performance check with the...
I'm on it.
Yeah, with the... You use the quill and the ink that's on the desk.
As quickly as I can.
Yeah.
The
Please
painting.
roll a natural one.
While that's happening, Eirys creeps into the room.
Natural 20, making it a total of 30.
Wow.
As Yell
Who
scratches
knew
across,
Yell was such an artist.
Ella takes the paint. It's
That's true, he's good at it.
it's actually like you remember. You've seen depictions of people like this before. On the notes that you saw at Mayor Plainstrode's place in Trinstone, there were depictions of his family of a similar style. It's not so much a painting as it is an manifested ink depiction that's really, really lifelike, to the point that you're sure that there's some kind of magical spell that you cast to get this accurate a likeness. Yell, you capture that spell on this piece of paper perfectly. If someone looks at it, they'll notice that the parchment is slightly yellow, where the original is just a plain white sheet. But other than that, it's a perfect replica. And as soon as you finished in the office with your quill, Eirys says boo behind you and you jump.
Okay.
That
Nice.
is a good roll, and effectively...
Best time to get in that 20.
Yeah. You've effectively replicated a magical spell designed to give a perfect likeness of a person.
So after all of that should do it. Place that back in the frame.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey, we're back to the present.
Yeah, we're back to the present.
Yeah.
I love the
You pull out the
present.
painting.
Yay!
The boo nearly makes Yell spill all the ink all over the picture.
Yeah.
He just did. Oh!
Jared was
Yeah.
looking at Arthrin, by the way, because he was talking about him.
Oh, okay. Nuru's facing away from where you're looking, Kyro. Arthrin's facing towards Nuru, but also towards you. He makes eye contact with you. He kind of nods at you and kind of leans
Nods
over.
back.
Leans over to. Excuse me, Nuru. Do you want to come over, Kyro?
Okay.
Nuru turns around.
Looks at Eirys, actually, like, they're sitting together currently, right?
Yeah, I assume we're like at the bar or something together.
I'm good.
Okay. Cool.
I was
Enjoy
just asking him where he's from.
Arthrin.
Yeah.
I'm actually not far away from here. I grew up in a village called Farin's Tail, which is south of here, just a couple of days away.
Nod.
And my dad taught me a bit about archery. My mum was a really avid gardener. It was nice. And then unfortunately, both of them, well, mum never worked, but dad, the game just became completely dry and sparse.
Yeah, I'm noticing a past tense there.
Well, dad took a job in Trinstone as a miner. It wasn't what he wanted to do, but it was the only way that he could get money and food on the table. And on the journey, the caravan was attacked by a group of hags.
Oh dang! I'm sorry.
I mean, listen. Everyone in this group has got some shit. We're here for Ella, right now. Right? Like that's why we're here. So I want to keep it focused on sorting Ella's shit.
Yeah, I understand.
And
I mean,
I have shit. I have shit to deal with and shit to sort, and I will. And actually, it hasn't been until I've hung around with these people, like before you joined us, but I didn't really believe that I'd ever sort it. Now I know that I can. These people have drawn that out of me.
she looks at him with such admiration.
He's gonna make an insight check. Oh, okay.
Okay,
He
what's your insight?
kind of like maintains eye contact with you, Nuru, and kind of
Well,
goes,
how high did he roll, by the way? I need to know this.
She's an honest country folk.
I can tell you, why not? His insight skill is +2, so he rolled an 18 in total. So
What he
looks in and just like,
there's like it's like she has a crush on him. It's like there's genuine admiration, but also it's like, oh wow, he's so cool too. He's pretty and he's cool. You know, kind of thing.
As he kind of maintains eye contact for just a couple of seconds too long, he breaks away first, just like, anyway, what's your story? I remember you mentioning that you were looking for your people, like the Tabaxi. I've got to be honest, you're the first Tabaxi I've ever met, so.
Well, same here, huh? Well, yeah, it's I don't really have a sob story or anything, or maybe I do. I don't know. That's kind of the problem. I showed up at I was adopted by a family of dwarves. Love them to death. They're real good to me, and really have nothing to complain about there. So I grew up as practically a blunderbottom. I mean, I'm gonna keep that name, even no matter what I found out about my family. But thing is, like, I was like 10 when they found me, and I just kind of passed out on their doorstep, and they took me in and nursed me back to health. And they looked around for someone who might know where this child came from, and there wasn't no one around. And they don't know why I was there, and I can't remember anything. I was 10, and I could only remember my name.
That's strange.
And I know it is, because, I mean, most people at least remember something.
Yeah.
I got my first name at least.
I'm sorry, it seems so strange that a 10-year-old wouldn't have any memories before they were 10.
Oh, yeah, I know that, but it's true.
I mean,
I've talked to lots of people about it. I've had clerics check me to see if I'm cursed or something. If I am, it's no curse that ordinary, like, country clerics could find. Some of them said that it might have just been that I experienced something so bad that I blocked it out, or maybe it was a memory editing spell that's hard to detect.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know much about magic, but that's some pretty high-level magic, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, or I'm just blocking it out. Who knows?
Or you hit your head.
Or I hit my head. It could be that.
Oh,
that's a theory.
Yeah.
It could be any one of those things, or none of them at all. But I figured, like, I grew up around a bunch of dwarves and stuff, and
I mean, we're all here, right?
I mean, I love my family, but I'm not that much like them, you know? I can't help it.
I mean, you made a field explode into a sea of vines today. I don't know any dwarves who can do that.
Oh, well, I'm sure there are somewhere, but yeah, that just, when I became a druid, it just kind of came to me. I didn't learn it from no one. I just did it. And then I got better at it as I did it more. Just one day, my brother was being stalked by a real hungry wolf, and I wanted to protect him because he's my brother, and I got all up in the wolf's face, and I didn't even realize I shifted into a wolf, and I was like yelling at the wolf and being like, "Hey, you're being awful rude right now." And next thing you know, I was talking to the wolf, and he was saying, like, "I'm sorry, but I'm starving and I've got to eat something." And then I told him, "Well, I can get you something, just leave my brother alone." And next thing you know, I've got a wolf friend, and next thing you know, the village is like, oh look, you're the wolf whisperer, and everyone suddenly I'm popular now. And before it was like, oh, this that good for nothing cat girl, and then all of a sudden now that I'm useful. And then I'm like, oh, you're practically a dwarf. They say at me. My family's, the Blunderbottoms, the people who took care of me and stuff, they weren't like that. Those darn, everyone else in the village still can't stand them. Part of the reason why I went on this journey.
Yeah. You know, that story reminds me of the kind of thing that Mum used to tell me. She was a believer or a follower of the Wild Mother. Those kinds of stories would come around every so often.
What kind of stories?
Oh, just talking animals that would help people and protect people, and that just really sounds so oddly familiar. Maybe the stories. Nah, they wouldn't. I mean, they might have been about you. I mean, that kind of thing would probably spread around.
Well, I'm not the only druid in the world.
That's true.
But, I mean, I'd be happy to hear any of those stories. I mean,
Mother just used to tell me things like that. You know, beware of going too far into the woods. The wolves will get you. And the reason that you're safe at home is because the friendly wolves protect us. And I as I've gotten older, I just thought it was a thing to keep the kids from running too far into the woods. But I mean, maybe there's some truth in it. Anyway, we should probably get to bed soon. I mean, we've got a big day tomorrow of talking to dead people.
Ooh. Well, that'll be interesting.
Hey, Nuru.
Yeah?
We should have a talk again sometime. I enjoyed that.
She's not sure what... Okay, she's gonna insight, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's dumb.
Yeah, go for it.
Hold on. Right, hold on. Okay, yeah, that wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
She's usually pretty good at this. But today, she didn't insight very good. She got a 12.
12? Your heart skips a beat. He wants to speak again? Oh, does that mean...
Does she dare hope?
Does she dare?
She's like, oh, okay. Blink, blink.
Dare hope.
You don't
Poor
know whether or
Brüz.
not he's just interested in having that kind of conversation again, or whether there is a genuine interest.
Because of past events, she is going to be cautiously optimistic.
Okay. If there's no other business for anybody?
We pulled out the painting and then realised there was the mix-up between the painting and the tapestry.
Okay.
So we didn't actually have the conversation after we pulled out the painting.
Back over to you.
Because we flashbacked it.
Yeah. Back over to you guys.
What were we saying? Oh yeah, it didn't look like Mara because she wasn't smiling.
Yeah.
So she's normally like you,
Well,
and smiley and happy.
yeah, she was happy and she did smile. And I may have got her into a few mishaps with things, but that's not the point.
No.
I may have gotten us into some trouble. But anyway, that's not the point. What I'm saying is she took pride in her work. So meeting, getting a, having that ceremony, having a handshake with Cyril, she would have been ecstatic. She would have been like, I don't know. Say you make your favorite bard.
Is it
Bard
possible
that
to meet
you-
myself?
Oh yeah, is this conversation also taking place like in the group?
They've said that
They
this would be in their room after everyone's gone up.
All right, good to know.
Well, like you would be like excited, wouldn't you? And you'd be giddy. That's the word, giddy.
I mean, if there was another me, hell yeah, I'd be giddy.
Exactly. And you're like, hell yeah, woo, I'm getting this, I'm meeting this awesome person, I've done this, I'm getting this. You know, it's not right.
That's a very good point. DM,
Bloody
what does
hell,
the
Britain.
face of the Chancellor look like? Do they have an expression, or is it exactly the same?
As you look at it, make a perception check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
There's
Oh,
one-
it was a 12. I think that's a +2.
Mhm.
It is, so that's a 14.
There's a sort of formality to his general kind of look. His eyes are kind of quite close together. There's a furrow on his brow, and there's a sort of a look of formality, but there's curling up at the edges of his lips, in which, and there's the way that his right hand is on Mara's left shoulder. And actually, you don't need to have a particularly high perception or passive insight to tell. There's a degree of communication of sort of possessiveness, I guess, to it.
Okay, so
And
that
actually,
rules out that the painter just did a neutral face for each of them.
As we've discovered earlier on, there is a spell that exists to magically capture the immediate likeness of a target or targets on a paper. So it's the closest thing this world has to a photograph.
Right, got you.
So it is the complete likeness of those people at that moment in time at which the spell was cast. So no, he looks formal. He looks sort of proud, and he looks, as he kind of stands over. And Mara's sat, actually, also. Well, not quite sat. He's quite a lot taller than her, but the way that he's looming over from behind her with his hand on her shoulder, it does indicate a degree of possessiveness, and you get the sense that Mara, in this picture, yeah, maybe she should be happy to have done something to earn this academic award to please the head of the temple, but it's overwhelmed at this moment by discomfort.
Ella, how much of a giant dick is the head of the temple?
On the scale of 1 to 10?
Sure.
25.
God damn.
Interesting.
I mean, that could be me, because I mean, I may have caused a few problemos in the temple.
I reiterate. What? You? No.
I know. Just an innocent little gnome.
Little Ella Ickleberry? I couldn't imagine you doing that.
Yeah, kind of got a bit of a reputation in the temple.
All right, but so he is a huge dick then, because
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what he's like with other people, but certainly he was always very stern, very strict. Seriously, would never saw that. I don't know. I never saw that. I kind of, after a while, I tried to stay clear of him.
The people that he liked, no offense, because I mean nobody could hate you, Ella, but the people that this dick liked, did he keep them around a lot? Like, when Mara started doing well, did you find that she was caught up with him a lot more than maybe she wanted to be?
I certainly saw less of her as, like, And there was always... I remember one day there was some new people in the temple. And they just had a bit of a shifty, shady vibe to them.
Okay.
They didn't...
Tricking
Yeah.
people and persuading people is my specialty. Seeing into people isn't, however, or isn't as much. Maybe we should see if Eirys or someone can confirm or expand a bit on what I'm thinking here. Because he seems like a giant dick that if you get into his good graces, he will use you until your last breath.
Yeah. Either
And
that
if
or
you're
you
now
get...
saying there are shady people walking about.
Yeah, like, it was odd. For a while they were there, then... And they would always be kind of almost lurking in the shadows a bit. Not physically in the shadows, because, a bit hard in the temple, but they were in the background.
Huh. Did they
And
go
as
away after Mara died?
I don't know, I left.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I legged it out of there, remember? Like, when I got my letter, I legged it out. And I did see it was less and less of her, I saw her. Like, I would see her every single day. And then as time went on, it was becoming less frequent.
I think Mr. Dickbag here, and Yell's gonna tap on the painting on the Chancellor. I think he's got a lot more to do with this than he's letting on.
There might be one... I would like to have a chat with someone. See what they think of the Chancellor. My Grammy. She's Cleric too, quite powerful. She was
something
at
we
there.
could do tonight, or is it a bit too late to go knocking on Grammy's door?
What time is it, DM?
If you're heading up to bed, it will be at earliest 10:30, 11 p.m.
Oh yeah, she would be snoozing by now. She would be asleep.
Should be asleep. Okay.
I could send her a message.
You could attempt to send a magical message. I wonder what would happen if you sent a magical message to someone who was asleep.
I mean, if you think she won't get annoyed by it, if she is asleep.
Oh, Grammy doesn't get annoyed ever. She's everyone's Grammy.
By all means, because if we can get the information today, then we can prepare for everything we need to tomorrow without having to, use up any of our energy or time in the morning.
Okay, let me send her a message. If she's not awake, then...
So you're casting sending?
Go along tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, cast sending.
Yeah, sure.
What tavern are we at?
Oh, you're at the Hostel Calnia. Sorry, the Hostel Calnia.
What?
Let me just send it in chat. Hostel Calnia on Roll20.
I cannot speak. Great. Hostel Calnia. Right. Okay. So I'm going to cast sending.
Yeah.
Magical
energy manifest. You got 25 words.
Hi, Grammy. It's Ella. I'm at the Hostel Calnia. Are you awake? Need to talk to you about something very important. You can reply to this message.
You can reply to this. Is the last word, and then the magical kind of connection is severed. There's a moment.
Yeah,
There's
I
a.
may.
Oh yeah.
I think you were counting syllables then, not words.
Yeah, I realised it was.
Really? Okay.
What did you count? I think you were using syllables in place of words on occasions. I don't know. I'm not going to say that you weren't because I wasn't really counting, and so it wouldn't be fair to say that's not what happened.
Oh man, maybe I was.
But
Yeah.
just
I
maybe.
probably was.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Sorry. I will hold myself to a higher standard next time. So let's say, Ella, you managed to get, you can reply to this message out. The magical connection is severed. There's a moment, a heavy, drowsy moment, and the reply comes to you with a wash of sort of grogginess that actually affects you a little bit.
Ugh.
Ella, I'm awake now. If it's an emergency, I can come around now. I'm on my way. I love you. I hope everything's okay.
So she's awake now.
Oh no.
From what you get of the
Yeah,
message,
everyone was at
she's gonna come. She's gonna come over.
She's on her way. She said it's an emergency, but then she said she's on her way. So she didn't really wait for my reply to say yes or no to the emergency part.
Okay, we should probably go downstairs then to greet your Grammy.
Let's go down.
Yeah, if you grab the painting and
Oh yeah,
if we get Eirys to have a look at it as well, see what
Good point.
if she gets the vibes as well, and we'll knock on the door that Eirys and Arthrin are in, hoping that they're not asleep yet.
Mhm.
and then we'll join
Arthrin-
in with the knocking.
Arthrin opens the door and he's naked. No, he's not.
Well, Arthrin, when did you get so bold?
Eirys and Kyro were going to talk before we went up to our room, so I'm happy to do this and jump back to that, or we can do that and then carry on with this, whichever is preferable.
Wibbly wobbly. Let's do this first.
Okay, cool. I suppose Eirys draws a weapon or something because she's shady.
You hear the sound of shing, and then the voice of Arthur being like, "Eirys, calm down. It's probably just one of the." Hey guys.
Hey, lean over Arthrin's shoulder. Eirys, you got a moment? We need your skills.
Yeah, I'll be shaving. See you later.
Bye, Arthur.
All right. Hi, Ella.
What
Don't
is
cut
it?
Oh,
yourself.
hi, Arthrin.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Arthur.
Well, we swiped this from the room and points to the painting that Ella has.
I'm so proud of you. You've come a long way.
I mean, I also, like, if to toot my own horn, perfectly replicated it so they won't even know it's gone.
Yeah, so what do you need my help with?
Yeah, the guy's face, or whole general vibe, what are you getting from him?
He looks like a dick.
I got that too. Possessive kind of dick? As in, you know.
DM, can I insight this painting?
What's your
I've never
passive?
done anything so flamboyant before.
Your passive perception and insight. What are they?
I want to say 19, but let me just double check.
Are they both 19?
Yes, actually both 19.
There's you can just look over this. You don't need to roll. You get the sense that, first of all, you recognize the kind of ink work as the same as the plain strode letters that you've seen before. You get the sense it's magically cast to depict perfectly using ink someone's likeness. Not necessarily the work of an artist as much as it is the work of someone who arcane. This is a depiction of a true likeness of somebody without any artistic embellishment. The expressions on their face are as real as an expression on one of our photographs would be. that you notice everything that Yell has before, but there's more of a dominance behind it. He's trying to project to, well, this painting was taken from Mara's room, which means he may have known that this was going to be hung in Mara's room, that this was this is going to be a memory for her of this award that she was getting, so it will be displayed in her office, and he's trying to project himself as being in command of her, in control of her. But there's something in his expression. It's deeper than just necessarily being a dick. You get the sense that he potentially might have feelings for her.
Okay, I relay that to them.
Oh, I think I'm just gonna
exactly
roll
do you
my
relay that to the Eirys?
Oh shit!
He was probably using her for something. He was definitely probably sexually interested in her. Perhaps she was his puppet of some sort, and he hung it in her office, or had it hung in her office, to remind her of him and that he had some level of dominance over her.
Oh, I think you lowballed his scale of 1 to 10 dickness.
I really did.
Was he like this with anyone else at the college?
Not that I remember. I mean, after a while, I tried to stay clear of him.
It's a good thing you did.
Well, he just always scolded me and told me off for things I may or may not have done.
What did Mara do for him exactly? What did she specialize in?
She was a sage. And she did like a whole load of research into various different things.
Anything specific he asked her to do? Any particular interest or anything he was obsessed with?
DM, would Ella have known
Roll a
anything
history.
like that?
Roll a history check.
I'm good at those.
You can always ask for a roll if you need help.
Okay. Okay, so that was an 8.
It was a pretty high DC anyway. You know that Mara was commissioned to conduct all kinds of research on behalf of the masters of the temple. Surely that must be what Cheral Novaste, the master, the high priest, would have wanted from her, but you don't know any specifics about what it was.
I'd relay that.
Perhaps we can ask if anyone else knows. I'm not sure if it's because of what she was researching for him or just because he liked her. Perhaps he even had her killed.
It's quite possible.
On the front door.
It's Grammy!
The dagger comes out.
Go stabbing guests.
Yell's hand just comes out and just lowers gently the dagger.
It's Ella's grandma. We're trying to get some information from her as well.
I still don't know her. Get away from her.
She's lovely! You'll love her.
Perception check.
You can hear Eirys with your passive perception outside. Hello?
Oh,
Ella, dear.
Yeah,
Come on.
muted.
Okay, so
And
the
why do you
door
ask
opens.
for perception?
Oh, hello, my darling. Oh,
No,
let me just come in. Oh, she kind of lets herself in. She's got a shawl that's kind of like woolen and crotcheted with like wide gaps between the bits of yarn holding it all together. There's 2 big buttons around. She has a bun kind of at the back of her grey-white hair. And yeah, half-moon spectacles that she kind of looks at you through and gives you a gentle hug.
Yeah.
give her a big hug.
Well,
back.
I know it's late, and I know it's often a bit dangerous after dark, but I knew that I had to come over because you said that there was something wrong. What's the matter,
Well, I
my
said
darling?
Remy.
Can you say that again, Zoe?
I said something. It was something important.
Right, yes, sorry. It's just I don't think you've ever woken me up with a magically manifested spell before.
That's true. Okay. Point taken, Grammy. Okay. Introductions. So this is Yell.
Yell?
Hello.
Hello, my dear. She kind of reaches out with both of her hands and she gently puts them around your right hand and...
Yeah, we'll kneel down and give a kiss on the hand. You know, the polite thing to do.
Oh, cheeky. You charmer. Oh, I bet you
Give
do
her a
that.
coy wink.
Bet you do that to all
Question?
the girls.
Only the special ones.
Sorry, Kyro.
Okay.
Would
Sorry
I
about
be able to hear anything going on?
Make a perception check from your room.
Okay.
Yeah, let's carry on.
And this is Eirys.
I'm making the character decision that Nuru would not have
11.
noticed this.
11. Afraid not, Kyro, sorry. You have the
Okay.
conversation with Eirys that's in a bit. Just bear with
That's
us.
fine. It's okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, sure. Looks at Eirys. Oh, my
Hi.
dear, you're very pretty.
Thank you.
It's, I'm glad that you found some friends, Ella. It's good to have some travelling companions on the road.
Okay, Grammy. Here's the dealio. Bugs flying. My friends, we are investigating Mara's death. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. And we wanted to ask you a few things. So we went to her office and
Did you have the permission of the temple, darling?
yes and no. Kind of.
Sweetheart, you know you've been in trouble at the temple an awful lot. This sounds like trouble to me.
I was allowed in. It was fine. It was fine. They let me in. So
It's true, they did let us in.
exactly.
Looks at Yell, looks at Eirys, towering over the two of you, you rugged, battle-worn adventurers. Her eyes narrow, and she returns her attention to Ella.
Ella's like now slightly like standing up a bit more upright and kind of like
From where Eirys cut off the head, she probably has a bit of a blood splatter up her as well.
Oh god, and Yo helped that as well.
Just covered in blood.
Yeah.
Bits of devil snare. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so basically, wanted to ask you about the High Priest, the Chancellor.
Cheryl Novaste. Yes.
Yeah. What do you know about him?
Well, he's very formal. He's very keen on attracting visitors to the temple because part of their income stream is through charitable donations. He's, well organized, well kept. He definitely presents a very publicly facing, positive, attempts to be warm to the community.
Yeah.
But I see through him. He's quite egocentric, really. I think he's the kind of person to say something to my face and to then do something different, I think. But I don't know, honestly, darling, I don't know him well enough to say whether or not he's good or bad, right or wrong. He obviously has his own way of doing things. The temple is flourishing, really. The community uses it as a place for refuge, a place for reflection and meditation. And for that reason, it's enjoying a good degree of upkeep. It often works quite well with the law enforcement, the guardhouse on the other side of town. And I think he's got quite a good reputation with the guard. Not really sure what else there is to say, my dear.
I know you spend most of your time in the village going around the houses and stuff.
Oh,
but
yes.
When you popped into the temple, have you or did you notice any new, strange, unusual faces? Like ones that seriously, bucks, go away. That were just like lurking and I don't know, mean looking.
I'm terribly sorry, dear. It's just so late at night, and I've walked all the way across town. I'm afraid that I don't remember.
That's okay, Grammy. That's okay. No worries.
I'm sure that there's some reasonable explanation. Darling, you haven't called me out of bed and across town to simply discuss High Priest Cheryl Novaste, have you?
No.
What's the matter, darling? She kind of comes around and kind of like places her again both of her hands on one of yours. She goes, darling, what's the matter? It's obvious that you're still affected by Mara's death.
Of course I am, Grammy.
How can I help?
Keep your eyes and ears open for me.
Come here. She pulls you in for another hug.
Give her a hug back.
I'm so proud of you, my dear. You've become so strong. I love you very much. Please, don't wake me up in the middle of the night to discuss High Priest Novaste again.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah.
Would Grandpa have any books on... What was that god's name? There was this... my brain. Sorry, Grammy, a lot going on in my brain at the moment.
I mean, your grandfather has a small library. It doesn't compare with the one at the temple, but he tends to
Talos.
get...
Talos.
The god? The deity?
Yeah.
That's the kind of book that you probably wouldn't find at the Temple of Helm.
Hence why I'm asking if Grandpa's got it.
You know,
if he knows the book.
Used to call your grandfather Thunder Thighs.
When did I call Grandpa that?
He used to be a fantastic long-distance runner.
Sure he did, Grammy. Sure he did.
Anyway, and for those of you who don't know, Ella's grandpa's surname is Thunderdun. So Thunderdun Thunder Thighs is where the name comes from. She kind of goes, well, if you were to come into the library, we would certainly have books on deities beyond the Empire's sanctioned pantheon. Don't tell them I said that. All right, darling?
The secret safe with me.
All right. I can't guarantee there'll be books on Talos, but
Well,
there's a wider breadth of certain information.
any information will be helpful. So,
All right. I think we should all be getting to bed, my dears. Kind of looks up at Yell and Eirys. It's very late. You know, a good night's sleep is the first step to success.
I do
That is very true. But I would not be able to sleep knowing that you had to walk all the way back by yourself in the dead of night
No,
through the city streets.
don't be daft. I'll be fine.
I will escort you. I'm not taking no for an answer.
Make
I
a
did.
persuasion check.
Do not let this Gam go home alone.
No.
Persuasion check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Well, you're a young, strapping man, I'm sure. A bit of night's cold would be good for the constitution. Come on, then.
Yay.
I'll be back in a minute.
no flirting.
I won't. I was being nice.
She was talking to me, sweetheart.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh
Nice.
God.
She kind of
High-five
opens the
me.
door. She turns around to you, Yell, and goes,
I'm going to turn and look at Ella and just give a giggle before leaving the door.
you don't know
Ella's
what
got her
you've
head
done.
in her hand, shaking her head.
That's
I should-
wonderful.
You don't know what you've done. At 4 a.m., Yell returns. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Cool. What we'll do then is we'll double back for... Unless you got anything else you guys want to say, I'm going to say you guys will go to bed after that. And then
Eirys
just
wants to
Eirys
bathroom.
and Kyro. And
I
after
need
that,
to
we'll
stay
take a break because I need to pee. Yep.
Okay, please do.
That was really good.
Earlier in the evening, wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly.
What? Huh?
Hmm?
We're in a tavern, right?
We'll say that
Yeah.
you're at your tavern tables earlier on.
Establishing what's happening.
So Eirys and Kira sat down with tankards, just silently.
Arthrin's handing over a few coins, paying for everybody's meals.
Is Arthur going to bed?
Well, after he finishes paying, yeah, he'll excuse himself.
Okay, because they just had a conversation with Nuru that I overheard,
Yes.
which was fun.
As soon as he's away from everyone else, like, Nuru's like, he's single, right?
Is he talking to Eirys and Kyro?
Yeah.
Looks at Eirys. Looks back at Nuru.
Is he?
Looks back at Eirys. Looks back at Nuru. I don't know. I think.
If he's not, you gotta tell me now before it hurts more.
Oh wow.
What do you mean?
She just slams her face on the table.
No, I mean, like, what do you mean by single?
She's just like, her face is on the table, and she's like, he's taken, isn't he? He's with her, isn't he? Points at Eirys.
Sometimes. Why?
She cries.
What? What? Why? What? Are you high?
It's a very emotional creature.
Huh? Huh?
Kyro seems confused and worried and upset.
It's not anyone's fault. It's just this always happens to me, you know, because people look. It's fine. It's no one really goes for like the cat people because of the bestiality, right?
What are you talking about?
Eirys starts drinking like a bottle of her tankard.
Are you? What?
What do you mean?
Eirys doesn't drink
What
very much,
am
right?
I talking about?
Not very often, no.
Con save.
Oh God! What's happening?
Con save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, plus 0, 12.
Yeah, it's feeling a bit tipsy here. I mean, you're not going to pass out on the ground.
I'm
but-
gonna drink after this. What?
What are you looking so
Swiftly
confused
approaching
about?
buzzed.
Okay, one, I don't understand your questions or why you're crying. Two, can you stop?
Maybe you should go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, but
I'm sure Arthrin's fine.
he sure is.
Are you attracted to him?
She's like, duh! Have you seen his hair and his face?
Yes.
Well, then you get it.
Not. No.
And he's also super nice.
Kyro's continues to look upset and confused.
You are very unstable emotionally.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. If you're with him and stuff, I'm not gonna be a homewrecker or nothing. I'll get over this.
Good.
Kyro still doesn't know what's happening.
What are you looking all confused about?
I mean,
Drink.
you came over here and just started crying at us.
Loudly.
Uh,
Did Arthrin
Everyone is looking right now.
why are you upset?
no, he didn't do nothing. Just exist.
Some of us are even trying to sleep.
Uh-huh.
I get crushes easily.
Okay.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Eirys, you definitely see the figure of Ibrahim Inkwell kind of approaching the door, kind of glances behind him, just to see the sobbing, in a pool of her own tears on the table, Nuru.
Hey, Nuru,
Huh?
look, a wizard.
She looks.
Oh, he kind of looks a bit surprised and then just returns his attention to the door, opens and
Huh?
steps out.
What's with him?
I don't know, I know you like learning stuff at the college. I thought maybe it might cheer you up.
Oh, yeah, I remember. He was
Kyro looks relieved.
I went to a class or something kind of by accident. He was the teacher, right?
As he steps out, you do see, and recognize the figure of the tutor from that lecture.
Yeah, he was teaching us about like the weave and stuff.
Oh, cool.
I snuck in to see how long it would take before they noticed that I wasn't a student, and they just kind of let me stay there. It was kind of cool.
Spreading the word of the weave.
What was it?
This is like, quote, heaven, this session. It's amazing. Someone needs to be writing these down.
You do know that like Nuru is convinced that
I don't know why she is. Eirys hasn't confirmed or denied anything.
Yeah, well, she's
Implied.
convinced that Eirys and Arthrin are dating at this
And
point.
Kyro has no idea what any of that meant or means or anything.
She has no reason.
He has no idea why you're
She
upset.
has no reason to think that he wouldn't know.
I think you do. He looks confused as hell and has no idea what you're talking about and has expressed as such.
She
You know
asked
he
him
doesn't know
several
what-
times why he looks so confused.
And he told you it's because he has no idea what you're talking about. Anyway. I feel like she would understand that he doesn't understand, right?
So, you were like confused earlier?
We don't have to talk about that anymore. I'm glad you're feeling better.
You're from like a cave or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do people date in your cave?
What?
You know, like when people are like attracted to each other, do they like kiss and shit?
Yeah. And other. Yeah. Why? Why?
Nuru, how much have you had to drink?
Oh, I haven't been drinking. I've been drinking milk.
Oh, wow.
We just call it sex. What are you talking about?
Well, okay. Well, it's just I don't know. You
Fucking
seemed like
common.
really confused, like you've
Million
never
words
heard
for
of
one thing.
like dating before or something.
Yes, I hadn't. I learned a new word today. Hooray.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, that's when people like each other and they're like seeing each other like kind of exclusively, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, usually depends on the couple, I guess.
I'm gonna kind of go outside of my DM kind of hat and
Yeah.
talk as somebody who needs to go to the toilet. I want to start the
Oh yeah,
break
go
soon.
ahead. Go ahead.
Could-
Bio break.
I mean, no. If I was hoping that Kyro and Eirys could finish their thing, and then we take a break.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but
Right.
Go ahead.
Great, thank you.
if you need to go take a break now, go ahead.
I mean, honestly, I'd like to get it all finished now so that you guys can get up the next
Okay.
morning after the break.
Eirys was also going to talk to Arthrin before they slept, though, so that's going to be another one.
Okay. No, let's keep it rolling.
Sure.
Let's keep it rolling.
Sorry.
Please.
I apologize to your bladder. Let's go, guys. Come on.
What? Okay. I mean, that's what he has. He learned a new word today.
Okay.
He doesn't actually know exactly what you... It's fine.
Okay. Well, it's a step.
Is it?
I'm
It's
going
towards
to go to the
what?
bar.
I don't know, but it's a step.
Okay.
I walk over to the bar.
Yeah, the bar lady's there. She has just rung the bell on the side for last orders.
Whiskey, something.
Oh. All right. Kind of get set a bowl. No, I can't do it. That's 3 silver.
There you go.
Thanks. Something on your mind?
I killed a guy today. Very traumatizing. He was a criminal. Whiskey's good, thanks. I just turned my back to her but stay at the bar.
Just leave her there, just like.
Just having to deal with a lot right now, I guess. And he doesn't... He wants to ask Claire... I can't.
What?
If you don't feel comfortable, we can move on.
No, I just mean, like, I don't know how to make things faster.
So we've said that you want to talk to Eirys. So if you want to do that, then crack on. If you don't, that's fine. We'll just move on.
I'm guessing before Nuru came over, Eirys is very insightful, so I figured maybe she'd be able to tell that Kyro was like about to talk to her about something.
Yeah.
She's kind of got her back to the bar.
She can pick up on that he wants to talk to her about something.
But he wants to ask you more questions, is the thing, Nuru, because he would ask you more questions.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
Could you-
sorry.
Up here, in person.
Later.
Yeah,
We,
and like cover
I
it
don't
like we did.
maybe Eirys and Arthrin can have their conversation, and I'll talk to that way. Kyro can talk to Nuru while Eirys talks to Arthrin, and then we can come back to this. That way, it's faster.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Eirys is going to talk to Arthrin once they got up to the room.
Sure. He's up there already. He's ready for bed.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, she walks in and closes the door, and it's like, so I heard you and Kyro talked.
Oh, that this morning, you mean?
I assume.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Kyro thinks it went pretty well.
Well, I guess that's good news. I was feeling... I just found it really hard to get a read on him, I guess.
That's Kyro for you.
I tried to tell him that I wanted to be his friend and that I, would never let anything happen to him, and he laughed at it. So I don't know what that means.
Oh. I've had a similar thing before. I don't know, but I don't think they have friends in the Underdark, maybe. Maybe not like we do. He may have thought you were joking.
Okay.
You did well, though.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
You know when we were running through the streets earlier after the guy, and we got to the cart, and you just kind of like helter-skeltered over it?
Yeah, what happened? You guys...
Well, Kyro and I were behind, and I nearly face-planted into the cart, but Kyro got onto the top of it and helped me up. Thought that
this was after...
Yeah, it was after the conversation this morning.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I do understand that, like, Kyro comes from a completely different world, and he's still learning to, like, handle how different everything is up here. I guess I just need to calm down and be a bit, more understanding of that, I guess.
Don't take anything Kyro says personally, but I'll speak to him.
Yeah, okay. Cool. There's a knock on the door, and it's Yell and it's Ella and that whole thing.
Not just yet.
Oh, okay.
Where is Arthrin at the moment?
Lying on his bed.
Cool. Arthrin, come here.
Swings his legs over. What's up? He gets up.
I kiss him.
On the lips?
On the lips. Just for a moment. You said you never kissed a woman before, now you've kissed a woman properly.
Okay.
Then there's a knock on the door.
You unsheath the dagger, he kind of goes, calm down. And yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, he would have been completely shell-shocked as he opened the door, just like, oh, it's you guys. Hi. Holy shit. Okay. Neat. Have you guys sorted Nuru and Kyro yet, or are we okay?
Comikat. Comikat.
Are we good?
Diana.
Looks like they're still at it. I think they might be double mute.
Oh, okay.
Give them a minute.
I mean, it might be worth. I don't know. It might be worth going for a break because I'm literally. I'm gonna.
Go pee, my dude.
I'm gonna.
That can happen before.
Yeah. We'll play this all during the break and then come back later on. Great. We'll be back in a little while. So yeah.
In a while, crocodile.
Talk to you in a sec. Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Arthrin, good to see you again. Hello, Trent. Would it be another ale, the same as always? Yeah, set it up. 3 copper, same as always. I take it that you'll take your usual place. Yep, just me and my ale in the court. The booth seems to be taken. Well, so it does. Well, I suppose you could always sit somewhere else.
I'm gonna head over there.
Oh, Arthur, wait.
Hey! The wee bug was rolling around the floor. Gentlemen,
Huh?
the day's been long and I'm in need of rest. I'd love to sit here. Well, excuse you, pretty boy. As you can see that we've got this booth for ourselves, you're gonna have to move on. Listen, I just really like this booth, alright? I said, move on. I'll move on when you leave.
Hey, we're not going to have any trouble in here. Take it outside, or put an end to it.
You should listen to the Dragonborn, wee lad. Or I'll fuck you up. That's right. Keep on fucking walking.
Oh, Arthrin, my boy. What on earth's wrong?
My dearest Bartholomew, how I miss you. These lonely days have passed without incident, and the towers of Valen's Kier rise so high in the sky, yet so detached from the mire below. I wish so much for us to be together, but the only way we can contact each other is through shadowy deals made with roguish delivery boys who have more courage than sense. I urge you to make your way to Valen's Kier so we can meet. I don't care what my father says.
What are you doing? Whoa! Calm down!
Oh, Arthrin.
What were you doing? Were you reading something?
Doesn't matter what I was doing.
Is that the letter?
No.
It is, isn't it?
No.
I bet it is.
It isn't.
So, what is it then?
It's nothing.
Are you sure it's nothing? Because it looks to me like you're reading this letter. Are you hoping for a romantic story of 2 star-crossed lovers or something? I wouldn't have thought it of you, Eirys. Or not! Or not!
You didn't see this.
I didn't see this.
This never happened.
Right! Never happened. Absolutely.
Go back to sleep.
Back to sleep. Uh-huh. Yep. Whew. Okay. I'm just gonna... Well... Yeah.
Yours, now and always.
have trust issues. I have depression and PTSD. I like books. I don't know how I got here. Do I know? Hello, James Bond. Here we go. Time for adventure. I just hope I don't die.
And
Hello, James'
welcome
mom.
back.
James's mom. Eirys said Kyro's done nothing wrong.
That's right.
Everything is fine now. He was so worried that you wanted him to die earlier.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, like not recently, but not that long ago. I wasn't
Wow.
sure if he'd bring it up, but he didn't.
Oh wow. There you go.
But now he's pretty convinced that he was wrong.
So, have
He's
we
too
had
nice.
a long rest?
Yeah, this is this. You have a night's rest. You wake up. It's the 15th of Kythorn. Breakfast is part of the. It's basically a B&B charge, so you pay for the stay and breakfast the next morning.
Which apparently I'm allowed to take more than one plate of.
Like a dawn.
See, when Arthrin gets to 3, he calls it quits. But you yell, "You're no quitter."
Yeah, still was slightly taken offense from the fact that maybe he was fat.
Oh, bless you.
Oh.
Aw,
So, the
you're
morning
not fat.
has come. You've had your breakfast. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
Brüz is up at the crack of dawn.
Breakfast is good.
You're going to talk to a tree,
Whoa.
Brüz. Oh, you still there, bud?
He will have been out at the crack of dawn to talk to the tree.
Yeah, very good. Plenty of trees
Yeah,
around.
I'm talking
I'm always awake.
out to the tree just to see what the world outside is doing, whether or not sort of people are milling about, and
Make a perception check
just
again.
sort of soak in the early morning air.
Yeah.
14 plus 4 is 18.
I need to
18.
try to talk.
You're not far away from the central square of town.
Yeah.
You can see over the opposite side of the square, the Barrington brothers are setting up their bakery stall. There's all manner of market hands setting up fresh produce of various kind, sort of wintry stuff, because it's still relatively early on in the spring. There's a few milling people around. There's a smell in the air of, from the bakery of freshly baked bread, and the morning dew congealing into an interesting scent. Cool.
How interesting.
On the interesting scale, it's
Brüz
probably a
will,
4 out of 10.
Kick his hooves a bit. He's going to kick off his hooves and some dirt, and then head back inside to the buffet for breakfast.
So, I assume we're gonna meet in
And
one
take
of
a
those
break.
rooms and do this thing.
Yes. The thing that
Well,
we
Brüz-
probably shouldn't
Brüz-
say in
Brüz
public.
is out having breakfast.
Yeah.
Right, the secret thing, Arthrin. That's right.
Is that
What?
one of those fabled Minotaur winks?
What?
A Minotaur
I
wink?
hear these beasts called Minotaurs, they have a specific wink that's like a signal.
Oh, right.
I don't remember the Minotaur we fought doing that.
No.
Elaborate.
No, but it's like a signal for something.
I mean, the Minotaur we fought didn't really last more than 5 seconds. He died straight away.
No, it
That is
didn't.
also very true.
Kyro cut him into pieces. It was pretty brutal.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Looks somewhat surprised by it.
Arthrin doesn't know what he believes
It was
anymore.
mostly poison. Kyro just says very flatly, it was mostly poison.
Yeah. Fresh syndicate poison. Anyway, what do you guys want to do with
It's
the
not
day?
about the size of the dagger, but how you wield it, Kyro.
I still think it was.
Well, I
really
do know how to
impressive.
use the poison. Just because I'm just letting you know that I probably won't be killing multiple minotaurs unless I have more poison.
I hope we don't face multiple minotaurs.
I agree. That would be stressful.
I get it. It's your like super duper ability. You only got so many spell slots.
I
or
mean, you
whatever.
offered poison, but it's probably not going to be as good as the poison that I got off of the assassin.
No, it's not.
But still, some poison's better than no poison.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that. Anyway,
That's only if I haven't used
Arthrin.
up my shifts for that day.
Arthrin, what was your question? What we're doing today?
Yes. I mean, I guess you said that we're heading up to someone's room.
Heading up.
That was unintentional, but I'm going to take full credit for it.
I think it was funny how she pointed it out.
Let's go. You gotta go somewhere.
They're gonna go up to somebody's room and get head.
That was out of character, right?
I'm Geordie. Look at me. I'm Geordie from Star Trek. No.
Was it?
I don't know. Was it? We'll never know.
I follow Arthrin.
We're going to someone's room.
Make your way
You
to
would
the
only-
room that
only
Arthrin and
get it
Eirys
if you-
took, because that's
I
the one he
don't.
goes into. And out of the bag of colding, colding? No, holding.
Holding.
Are we
wish.
are we doing the
Don't have one of those yet.
No, not yet. But
Someday.
soon. Anyway,
Really?
are we doing this now?
So.
Yeah, Eirys
What
put it in the room.
Okay.
Might as well.
You
So
guys
just
squeeze
before
in.
we just.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you first. Set the scene.
You guys all squeeze into the bedroom. The head comes out of the bag of holding. It's looking and smelling pretty foul because it doesn't, as you said earlier, it doesn't prevent itself from decomposing. So it's pretty, yeah.
Didn't Brüz use the one that makes it last longer though?
Oh,
I don't
did
think
you-
he actually used it in the end.
Okay, but
He
anyway,
said there was
it
no
comes
point.
out, comes onto
No,
the table.
he offered, but it was generally dismissed as unnecessary.
Okay, yeah.
This reminds me of necromancy stuff.
The head goes on the bed. There's quite a lot of gore associated with this. Pretty bloody bed sheets, unless someone wants to put anything down on top.
Eirys is going to put it on the floor in
Okay.
the middle of the room.
Yeah. It's kind of the head and sort of almost the upper torso sort of bit. You got some of the lungs in there because you're not sure if lungs are required. So it's a chunk of person, like the upper section, almost like a bust, if you will. So who's doing what?
Ella.
Well, who's casting the
Brüz
zone?
will be holding a zone of truth.
Okay.
He'll be holding the when the skull awakens. He will then cast it.
The skull will roll at disadvantage.
He doesn't want to waste it before he knows that it.
Yeah. The skull will roll at disadvantage because he's a freaking skull. So Ella,
Dead
you gonna
man.
cast it?
Ella,
Well, he's
wait.
got some gore, brain cell in there, something. Give the skull a chance, man.
We going, Ella?
Yeah.
Before-
Okay. So she wants to double check what she's saying here because she doesn't want to muck this up.
Thank you.
So, okay. So, name of the murderer.
Who
Where
killed
the,
Mara specifically, not just any of them who've murdered.
Who
Be very
killed
specific with your wording.
1 year ago?
who
I guess we
killed-
don't have to
And if you know
Yeah.
last name, which I mean, she's your friend, so hopefully specifies a bit more in case there's multiple Maras.
And maybe actually, specify the location and the time because they might not know her by name, but they may know her by her face or something.
And if they don't want to tell the truth, they may try to bend the truth or tell you a different truth. So
Or maybe
Okay,
just
that
refuse
work.
to say anything, right? Or must they
Potentially.
give you? They must give an answer, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the dead man has to answer yes.
Yeah,
That's
the
interesting.
dead has to answer.
And if it's Zone
Yeah,
of Truth, then it has to be the truth.
Yes.
That's
Assuming
a
it fails.
mean
I don't think it
combination.
has to answer,
Mhm.
but
Ideally,
I
it
thought
works.
speak with
we're,
the dead. They
we're,
had to answer.
we're stacking against it here because
Speak with dead, they have
past
to answer.
Zone of Truth as well on it.
Zone of Truth and Speak with Dead is a lethal combination.
They don't have to tell.
Good.
Anyway,
Very good.
so that's one question.
It seems to be,
Okay.
if it works.
Okay.
So,
And
where
then
where
I
is
would say
the
prepare
murder?
follow-up questions, and then prepare for.
What were you saying, Ella?
So, where is the murderer / gang? Or
Yes.
what's the location?
Yes.
Better.
Where the last
what
place
their
you saw
what their whole
the
deal
murderer?
is.
Yeah.
Of
well,
the Trindigan clan
yeah,
specifically.
that makes sense. So, question: If he knows the name of the murderer, then we ask, what is the location of? Then you would say the name of the murderer, or the last known location, because he would only remember stuff when he was alive. So, and then if he doesn't know the name of the murderer, then instead of that, you ask about the Trindigan clan.
Okay.
Where did you make your contact? And if it said that it's just a job, you ask who gave you the contract.
Wow, those wisdom saves.
It's a good question.
Okay. So, who is your contact?
Or who ordered her to be killed? I guess is that a good question?
Well, basically, it's the the assertion is that that they don't know anything because it was just a job, that they were just serving a higher purpose or an empire. You get that line. It's kind of like
Good question.
it's you keep the question vague at start, and then you get them more specific about the answer you want, as opposed to trying to get answers you don't know the questions to.
Okay.
So things like like do you know who is responsible for the death of Mara Blah? You may start with just a yes or no answer, but then from there you can kind of move forward with a bit more insight to the depth of query.
Mm-hmm.
But all the ones we have are good.
Wouldn't that waste a question though? Like if they know. I guess that's not a bad question though, because then you would.
So open with, do you know who is responsible for Mara Busk's death?
Yeah, but then he could just say yes or no. That was
Ask who is
Well, the
responsible.
zone of truth
Who?
is something that we're hoping.
Who is responsible? Yeah. Because then he'd give you either the name of the murderer or the person who is ultimately responsible.
And if he doesn't know, he'll say he don't know.
And then if we ask who is responsible for her death, or what is the name of the person who is responsible for her death? He gives us a name. Then you can ask, is so and so the one who killed her? Right?
Yeah, that's a good turn of phrase.
Because then if he's the one who killed her, he'll say yes, and if it's not, then we know to ask who's the name of the person who killed her, and then we know who's responsible and who killed her.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Why
Well,
have members of the
Whatever
three
we find out
questions.
anyway.
why
Sure,
have
but
members of the Trindigan clan been charged with watching Farinlos?
Ooh, that's a
Very good
nice big question.
Okay.
But is that something that you ask once? Is that worked in the assumption that they know who is the clan of Trindigos? Did you say?
they're a
Trindigan.
part
He was a member of Trindigan.
I'll type it out for you.
Okay, cool.
And in case he answers it, if he mentions Manalignum, that is their leader.
Cool. All right, this is gonna be fun.
So that's 4 questions, right?
Okay. Maybe what is the creed, or what is the creed of the Trindigan clan? Or like, what is, I don't know how to word it, but what is it that what brings them together? What shared focus do they have? What are they about?
Dog.
So,
What is their purpose?
what is the Trindigan clan's purpose?
Yes.
The only other question I could think is maybe why they killed her, but if they were hired, they might not even have a real reason other than money, so.
Why don't we start with a question and then see where it takes us?
Well, we gotta.
Which question would open up the most?
The first one we mentioned with what is the name of the person responsible, and then head from there. Because then we know to ask if that's the killer or not.
Okay.
And then if they're not the killer, we can ask who the killer is, and if they are the killer, well, we know who's responsible and who killed her, and we can ask about motives, right?
Out of character, I just want to ask some questions.
Be patient, damn it.
I mean, when you guys are ready, we can go. It's up to you.
Yep.
Okay.
I just really don't want to back this up because I'm really nervous. Okay.
Why we talk-
You'll be
Okay.
fine. Shall we?
Believe in you.
Even if we squander the questions, we'll be fine.
So, focusing on your symbol of helm, you reach out to him and you cry out with your heart to let him reveal to you some element of truth. You know who Helm is, and you know that Helm doesn't want his willing servants and researchers and people who have devoted their lives to him to have died in such a horrible way. You recite the incantation, and you guys watch as on the ground this kind of shoulders and upper sort of chest area and the head kind of rolls on the floor and looks up and lolls its eyes and fixes the kind of yellowish iris kind of almost oozing out of the sockets straight at you, Ella.
Brüz casts Zone of Truth.
He fails his wisdom
Wisdom
save.
save.
I rolled it in advance. Everybody needs to roll a wisdom save. What's the DC, Brüz?
Me. Well,
I have failed.
Is 15.
Arthrin's
15, eh?
failed.
DC.
Of all the things to nat 20,
Natural
I-
one.
Has everybody failed?
No, I didn't.
No,
I got exactly 15.
Good job, Yell. You can lie if you want.
Arthrin got a nat 3. He's failed.
I got a 9.
Okay. Yell, Ella, succeed. Everybody
Brüz
else
casts his own
failed?
spell.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yell and Ella succeeded. Good job.
Brüz.
I succeeded.
Oh,
you
Nuru.
succeeded.
Nuru. So Yell, Ella, and
20.
Nuru
Oh,
succeeded.
cool.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so it's just
Nuru?
It's gotta be
Kyro,
fun.
Eirys,
Arthrin,
and
Kyro. Yeah. Eirys, Kyro, and Arthrin have
Arthrin,
failed.
Kyro, and Eirys
Yeah, have
are
failed.
the only ones who failed, and so they're all telling the truth.
Yep, nothing but.
It's gonna be
I'll let
fun.
you guys have fun with them. I'll just focus on the skull.
Iris doesn't understand magic enough to really know that it's
Yeah.
affect her. She's just like, cool, this guy has to tell the truth. That's nice. No idea.
Yeah, I was going to be asking some questions when we're done with the head.
Oh, no.
He's
Okay.
just transfixed. He's just, as he lies, kind of like, it almost on his
10 minutes.
kind of on his back, he kind of lolls his head across and fixes Ella with his vacant stare. And every so often, unearthly
only a head.
moaning echoes from out of his mouth.
Okay. Who is responsible for Mara Bursk's death in the Temple of Helm in Faranaf?
He shifts as if almost to make a smirk, and then his eyes widen in horror as the truth escapes his lips, and he can't prevent it. Count Manalignum of Trindagan issued the order for Mara's life. Damar Brittleshin led the cultists who traversed to Farinoth and brought her body back to the Count's castle. His face looks racked in pain, but an emotional pain of, why am I being forced to and compelled to tell the truth? Would you like any of that repeated?
Yeah. I couldn't understand how.
He's
You could
told
actually,
he's told
you
you
could
that
just write.
yeah he's told you that Count Manalignum of Trindagan issued the order for Mara's life, and a name Damar Brittleshin led the expedition of cultists to the Temple of Trine, to the Temple of Helm in Faranloth to kill Mara and bring the body back to Count Manalignum's castle.
Why did the Count order for Mara to be killed?
She was a researcher and had uncovered too much about Manalignum's existence and extending influence from the wastes. It was too soon, and she had to be silenced. Did you hear that? I'm trying to be clear.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. That one.
Dang, dude.
Dang, dude.
I don't know what to ask.
As long as none of the people around you, as long as you don't say a question, you can always turn back to your friends and discuss what your next question should be.
Yeah, Ella turns around and is like, kind of mouths.
Okay. Consider asking about what
Any of
John
us can ask
covered.
a question. It's only if
Or
Ella
something.
asks.
Don't
of
ask a
the
question, just
corpse.
make statements.
I think that we should try to learn more about the Count guy.
Yeah. Also, where he is. Like, where does he...
Yeah.
Like, she was
Location,
taken
location.
to a castle, right? Where is that?
Okay.
Is a
Or
question.
or perhaps
what
what
information
was found
or
out.
secret
about-
entries does it have?
Yeah.
As
Ooh.
specifically as he can tell you, in case he just says Ufai.
Yeah, the specific location. You could even ask how
The-
far and
the-
in what
the
direction
exact
from here.
location.
Wait, he wouldn't know that. From the place he died. Like how far and in what
In any
direction.
case, you can ask them for the name of the exact location. at this
Of the
point.
castle.
But you want to know where is the castle exactly, and then are there any secret entrances and or fortifications / defenses? Those sorts of questions.
What is the name and specific location of the castle to where Mara, whatever her surname was taken, as specifically as he can give it?
Like direction. How far away from a landmark?
We've got 3 questions left.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Do we still want to ask that question about like why they're watching the temple, or do we kind of just
Oh yes.
figure it's he doesn't want her
I think
research found? Oh, somebody's probably hiding her research in the temple. Maybe.
We could still find out if they have any associates within the temple.
Maybe someone
That's
in
a
the
good
temple
idea.
blackmailing or something.
We could find out who we can and can't trust. Not that I
Ask
trust him.
I mean, he
Yeah,
probably know where it is though.
ask if there's anybody on the inside.
Ask who,
Loyal
not if.
to
True.
Who, if any, is on the inside.
Yeah. But the location of the castle, I think, is really high up there.
Okay.
That first.
She'll spin back round, face the head. What is the location of the castle
That Mara,
that Mara was taken to?
as specifically as he can give it.
You finish the question. He kind of rolls his head back.
The wintry wastes northwest of Farinoth. It can be weeks if you do not know where to find it.
Right.
This poor guy who's killed himself to prevent giving you information.
We should ask him.
He's being magically compelled beyond the grave.
That's a good idea.
Ask him who can lead us there.
But wait. That might be somebody who won't lead us there.
We can make him.
I think the 2 questions we can make with now are regarding who is still temple based, connected with Trintigan, and then beyond that, defenses, fortifications, secret entries to said castle.
Okay. Yeah.
We do need to know where it is.
They're the big money ones. Other things like that we can probably figure out with what we've got.
If you want, you can repeat after me and I could ask very specifically.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Who, if anyone, does Clan Trindigan have working as associates within the temple or Farinoth?
Every time you're asking him a question, he's trying with all of his physical being to fight against the compulsion to tell the truth. Yet tell the truth.
What's left of his physical being.
He does, yeah. The remnants of his lungs that are pouring out onto the wooden floor underneath him. Fixes you full on in the face, goes, "There is no formal contact, but we know that the temple is aware of us."
Who in the temple?
It's like I thought. They
Said
just
no,
wanted,
no
they
former.
just wanted to keep it under wraps because they're embarrassed that this happened.
Hmm.
They weren't involved in her
Dickbags.
murder. They were just involved in the cover up.
One more question.
That's reassuring.
Brüz leans in and says, "Perhaps for the final question, the most information about our intended destination would be beneficial."
Okay.
Maybe like what protects the castle?
We can play word for word like Eirys did if you like.
Yes, please.
What was the name of the castle? That's not the question I'm asking everybody else.
I don't know the name. The name wasn't asked,
What
but
was the
it's in
name
the
of the
frozen
castle?
wastes.
I mean, it's Count
Oh.
Malignum's castle. He owns it, right?
Count Malignant. You say. The question reads, what are of any defenses or secret entrances known to you at the Count Malignant's castle?
What vulnerabilities to the castle structure? I'm not sure if that would include hidden tunnels.
Access points.
I
If
think
one wanted
If
to get
you were
defenses.
to infiltrate the castle, how exactly would you do it?
Well, he would be allowed in though, wouldn't he?
Oh,
If you were an unwelcome
well, yes,
There we go.
infiltrator to the castle, how would you get in
Undetected.
undetected?
Head.
Nice.
If you were a
Unwelcome infiltrator
unwelcomed infiltrator
to the
to the
Count
Count Malignum castle,
how would you
how would you
infiltrate it
infiltrate it
successfully and undetected?
successfully and undetected?
He's now looking angry. He's coughing out every word to spite you. The castle is nigh impregnable, and even I do not know every hallway, corridor, and crevice. The only way to make your way through the fog and the writhing vines surrounding the keep, and to make your way inside, is with what we have sought. A map. He expires his last, and life escapes his form.
Oh,
A map.
they need a map.
Mm.
Just hey,
Brüz
think we're around it.
yell,
If they're seeking it, it would
winks
be
and
the
says,
temple.
Maybe.
That
3
might be why
minutes.
they're skulking around.
Okay.
You took your time with those questions, so there's only a couple of minutes left on the Zone of Truth.
Yeah. Yell's gonna lean into Eirys and just whisper in her ear. Is Eirys your real name?
Yes, why? You know that.
And then I'm just gonna whisper, look like you didn't quite know how the spell works and that you fell under its effect.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
What?
Oh, right. Hmm. Got it. Hey, Kyro.
What?
How old are you? Cool.
Out of character 1 second. Let me think. He's 92. I'm 92.
Sweet.
Why? How old are you?
I don't want to answer that.
Brüz called out loud, Balderdash! 92? What?
Yes. Why?
That's just curious.
Okay.
You're older than I am.
Why are we asking each other random questions?
Because we can't lie.
How old are you, Arthrin?
Ask me something.
What's your greatest fear?
I
What's your
can't
greatest
I can't lie. I can't lie.
Are you so
I
determined
have
to hide
no
how old
fear
you are?
'cause I'm
I want to
invincible.
say that I'm this is weird.
Tell me.
I mean, it's not a big deal as he looks up the character sheet. Oh, I don't have it here. I never assigned Arthrin an age, apparently.
You said he was in his likely to be in his early 20s when we first met.
Yeah, I'm 23.
How do you really feel about the party?
That's a complicated question.
He's learning.
Proud of you.
He understands he doesn't have to answer.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's ask him more invasive questions.
Are any of you currently dating anyone?
No.
Depends how you
Yes.
define dating.
Wow.
That you're dodging that.
Maybe you should define it.
Are any of you in an exclusive romantic relationship with someone?
As Nuru
Well, it's not
utters,
exclusive.
as
no.
Nuru utters the question, the spell fades.
Sad.
Ah, dang it!
Anyway, so you have some information. A damn sight more than you had at the start of the session, must be said.
I think we gotta find that map.
Seems like
Yes. It didn't say where it was, but that they had sorted it.
And we gotta find that, but if we
They were
wanna-
searching. It's been a year, but they're still looking at the temple.
that means they think it's there.
Well, maybe.
Means they got her, but not necessarily her research.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well,
And we know they don't have anyone exclusively working for them in the temple that this dead guy
In the
knows of.
temple.
Who would have her
Hmm.
research? Ella.
Sorry?
Who would have her research?
Would the
Need a hand?
the
Yeah.
So, just to answer that on behalf of what Ella would know, you know that all of the research conducted in the temple ends up in the library. You also remember
The library.
that you have investigated Mara's room, where you found a secret compartment in her chair that was empty.
someone took it.
Yes. But who? Is
well,
my
the
question.
thread led us
Like-
back to the dude who was
I-
dead,
I guess who would have
and you ransacked his body. I'm assuming.
Hey.
known about her secret stuff is what I'm asking.
Okay, why don't we go to the
Oh.
temple
I
and
do not
like,
know.
Is it-
Sorry.
what if we
I think the Daddy Dearest dude, the guy in the picture.
Hmm.
Brüz doesn't know about it, but I'm just thinking. The other
Out
guy
of
in the
character,
guy in the
that guy,
picture.
but
Daddy dearest.
I would not call him that.
Yeah, look, sorry, like didn't quite catch the connection for me has been a little bit sketchy, so I didn't catch all of the description, but got the bit where everyone went, ugh. I went, oh, okay, like that, right, fair enough. I'll
Anyway.
just think of him as Daddy Dearest for the moment and be appropriately grossed out.
Yeah.
Solid reason.
But how if he was lording over her, if he was controlling her and she was the one who'd been doing the research,
Might know something.
hazard to guess would be either she would have told him about it because she was required to, or that she was trying to hide it from him because she was defying him as a way of trying to escape that
Yeah. Kira's
subjugation.
trying to figure out who she might have confided in and or
either-
really know about her stuff.
In either scenario, he's the prime suspect for being the most sort of meticulous in knowing her environment like that, as he would be if he was the one who's that picture up on the wall, always watching. Because what's better than a picture that's always watching than an always watching? Yeah.
We need to
Anyway, sorry.
we need to break into his house and interrogate him or something.
No. What?
Another zone of truth, perhaps.
And out of character, what are we doing in character? Because Kyro was legitimately trying to figure out who we should talk to.
Yeah, well, Brüz would have, if Brüz had been made aware of those things, I don't know how much of that conversation that Yell and Ella had was shared with everyone else, but
Yeah, they would, she could have filled you in at breakfast time.
Oh, you told us about that stuff at breakfast?
Hey, why don't we find that crazy?
I'm not okay with
guy?
what happened then at breakfast.
or
Who is this guy anyway?
We should find that creepy
how
guy.
about you brought it all up now?
Until he talks.
Yeah, there you go. I brought it up now.
Why does he have any sort of authority? What is this?
Amazing.
We should just break his legs a little bit.
It doesn't
I don't
tend to
understand
really
at all.
diminish one's psychosis having one's legs broken. Nuru.
Well,
have you ever broken your leg?
Go back to breakfast.
Did
You
it stop
guys wanna
you
go
from
back
being
downstairs,
you?
We were we agreed that Ella would tell us now after we've spoken to the guy, just to make things cleaner.
Yeah.
Eirys
Like,
pulls
now
Kyro
that this has
aside.
all come up,
Hey, okay. So on the surface, women are socially equal to men.
Usually.
Right.
Pull them to the side. So this guy was in charge, and that's not weird up here.
Okay.
I hope that fills you in.
Isn't he a wizard or something?
I'm not really sure. I switch off a lot of the time. Magic, so.
as soon as the words magic
I mean,
come up,
Not
Eirys
unheard
is
of. It's
blah,
just
blah, blah.
Magic
really
bullshit.
that guy.
It seems it. I don't
He's
like
in
him.
charge of the temple.
You'll have to ask Ella.
Okay. Whatever.
Go back to
We
the.
gotta talk to him. We gotta talk to him.
Okay, so you guys make your way downstairs then?
Thank you.
Are you guys making your way downstairs? Sorry, okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making our way down.
Making my way downstairs.
Walking, moving, passing them homebound.
As you make your way to the door,
God.
it's closing. It's closing behind an early. No, it's mid-morning by now. A mid-morning patron coming in. It is a Kylan.
Oh right. We shouldn't be near him. We need to be 10 feet away from him. Is basically what I'm saying.
Hi, bye.
Kylan is the knight who's travelled with you from Trine, who's romantically involved with
Maureen.
and their son is with them as well. He's come into the tavern. He sees you guys coming down the stairs. Oh, fantastic! You were just the people I was looking for. Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
How's everything going?
Great.
We need to pull you in.
I mean, I imagined you needed a couple of days just to get situated. We've settled in to the guardhouse. They've recognised my retired rank, and we've been able to rest up quite well. How are you?
I could use that actually.
What do you mean?
First, we need to speak in private.
Oh, all right. What's the matter? I thought we were away
Everyone
from...
back to the room.
Either you can all come with me, or you guys can go and I'll catch you up.
Where are we going?
I just need to fill Kylan in on everything.
They were going to the temple, talking to Kylan.
You guys want to go to the temple and I'll catch you up?
Thumbs up.
I'll stay with you.
Cool.
Arthrin will head to the temple. So Eirys and Kyro stick around with Kylan. Everyone else heads out of the tavern to the temple. What I'll do is I'll say that we'll deal with Kylan in the tavern first, and then we'll call it, because it's getting quite late.
So we go up to the room, and I basically fill him in on everything that's happened.
Sure.
Since they parted
And make
ways.
sure to mention the scrying stuff.
Yeah.
My goodness, it's good that you've put in measures in place to protect yourself from the scrying capacity of the syndicate, because they certainly have that, Kyro. I think that's a very smart idea. I thought we were getting away from dangerous groups. This definitely, this definitely isn't a syndicate, for sure.
We are a dangerous group that I think just attracts dangerous groups. I had a great quote the other night. Everyone has shit, and I think we're slowly cleaning up all of that shit that all of us have.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have put it quite as eloquently as that, but yeah. I mean, it's from what you're making it sound like, this group has been a problem for a while before you guys were here. If they've already murdered, you say Mara?
Yeah, I can't remember her surname, but Mara, a friend of Ella's, the Gnome.
Oh, poor girl. Last person in the world who needs anything like that is Ella.
Could you do me a favor?
I mean, I'll do my best. How can I help?
That guy who was overseeing Mara, I heard he had good relationships with the guards. Mind doing some digging for me?
You mean the High Priest?
Yeah, him.
I'll see what I can do. It's the least I can do. You guys have ensured the safety of myself and my loved ones, so it's the least I could do to repay you.
Nothing to repay.
Shall I meet you here this time tomorrow?
Sure. I'll get a message to you if there's any problems, but don't arouse suspicion. This guy could be dangerous.
As far as these men are concerned, I'm an old, retired knight who's seeking lodging. It's a fairly rudimentary and standard thing that tends to happen when you retire in the Empire military, so no, this is... Actually, the room's quite nice. All things considered.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you do find anything, let us know.
Yeah. Stay safe, you too, and pass my best wishes to everybody.
Will do. You as well. Look after you and yours.
Yeah, I'll let Theo Jr. know.
Try to
Still
stick.
don't like that name.
Give him a middle one, then he can choose when he's older.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Meet you here tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you soon.
And I go after them with Kyro and whoever's with me.
As you guys make your way towards the temple to continue this ever deepening and intense investigation, I'm going to call time on the session because it's been a few hours and you guys have uncovered an awful lot. There's lots to think about. Do feel free to drop me messages and questions about what we've uncovered today. It's gone in a completely different direction to how I would imagine. But that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. You've done very well.
Ooh.
So are we going to break a guy's legs next time?
It's not out of the question.
Just kneecap the giant dick bag.
He probably deserves it. I'm sure he's done something.
Told you before,
At the very least,
broken leg doesn't change anybody.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's involved in that cover-up. Possibly because he'd be a prime suspect in her murder.
This is the shit! Yes.
That was a
Sorry,
good session.
I'm really glad that you guys are getting so into it because this is D&D unlike any D&D that I have run because it's all about information and discussing this thing and this thing and this thing and seeing how it all connects and listening to you all do it based on something I've written. Like that's so cool. Like
You just find a loose thread and you tug on it till the whole thing unravels.
it feels similar to, like, I'm sure Jody, you ran a session last summer for us, and there was a similar sort of mystery element to it.
Yeah.
And
that was really fun.
Yeah, you should definitely run other games, man. You got a knack. Anyway,
She has a whole world that she's building.
Yeah, I'm still undecided. I'm building the world anyway, but I'm
All the
undecided
prep.
if I want to do a full campaign, but it could be a thing.
just
You
a
can always
few
do a one-shot
one-shots.
first.
One-shots here and there.
Then
Yeah.
Build up a bit of lore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could do.
Anyway,
Super good.
well played, everybody, and thank you for watching, Twitch
I could-
audience.
Sorry.
I could do with another character.
Yeah, right now, yeah, I think we all could.
I don't do well with
That's a lie. I'm in like 6 games. It's crazy. Cool. Thank you all, and we will see you very, very soon. Blessings be upon you. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Make sure to spend time reflecting on the blessings in life. If you are tired and you can't sleep,
Remember,
just count your blessings instead of sheep.
Oh, I love that. That's
Alright.
so nice.
wash your hands.
Stay at home.
Sing the start of Smash Mouth All Star until you get to, well, I'm actually going to start
And play
doing
some
that, Deanna.
D&D.
Or Harvey the Wonder Hamster.
Harvey the Wonder Hamster.
Play D&D, stay at home, save
Yeah.
lives.
Read up.
so much.
Playing D&D is
Yes.
the way.
Yes, there's, NHS and all that. God bless
It's
you
the
guys.
only reason I'm still sane.
See you later, guys, and see you
Bye.
next time. 2 weeks.
Dun,
Dun, dun.
Listen back to the episode to see what Arthrin and Eirys talked about.
dun.